companies would rather you not know about, as it could end your debt nightmare and save you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. For free information and to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, simply go online and visit DRA.com or call 800-433-8909. 800-433-8909. Again, that's 800-433-8909.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
ESPN 710 Los Angeles Sports.
And it is the biggest show on the radio. Mason and Ireland is on for your Friday afternoon.
Mason, Ireland, best show on the radio.
Here we go, Friday, the 3rd of April. Happy Good Friday, but not a Good Friday after last night. Implosion, nightmare, just not really that good as the Lakers get blown away and embarrassed by the Thunder in OKC. Johnny I was calling the game. We'll get his thoughts. You've waited all day and all night to hear what John Ireland would have to say. Plus, Momo's here. Good day for Ramona to be here as we wait for the latest on Luka's hamstring. Plus, the Dodgers are playing a day game against the Nationals. And the Halos, home opener tonight at the Big A. All of that and so much more as we get ready for the Easter weekend. Let's do it. Producer Emily's here. Producer Brian Cohen. The social team in the back and you.
Gypsy Doo between his legs.
So with that said, let's get this show on the road.
What they call me is a cornhole savant.
The biggest show on the radio.
Oh.
Mason and Ireland.
Yeah.
Your Friday afternoon right now.
Good afternoon. Guess growl, Ramona. Good job. Hey, people. We are your psychiatrist couch.
Oh, my
today.
gosh.
I am in Dallas. We flew here last night after the game with steam coming out of the ears of every person in the traveling party, Momo. Emily's here. Brian's here. The Lakers got completely boat raced. It was a 18-4 after 5 minutes. The game was never close. It was not competitive. We will get into all of that because, Ramona, that's not even the worst part. In the third quarter, Luka Doncic pulled his left hamstring. And I could hear it all the way here in Dallas, right when he did it. That's why the Mavericks traded him. Right there is because he had a propensity to get injured, normally due to a hamstring, several times a season. This is the second time it's been hurt by the Lakers. We are waiting an MRI later today. Momo, do you have any idea when we may hear about the results of that MRI?
I mean, I would guess that they'll do it. Today. I assume they got
I'm
it
guessing
done early, and
it's
they probably
2 o'clock
know.
here. They may have already done it.
You guys got in last night. I'm sure he was in there first thing in the morning, right? So that's. I think it's really weird that he was still in the game, right? I mean, I know what JJ said post game.
Let's talk
right?
about that. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that when the Lakers were down 30, halfway through the third quarter, that maybe Luka, LeBron, and Austin shouldn't even have been on the court. What say you?
I thought they should have been out because I was watching. Okay, I was watching the game on my JetBlue flight. I had DirecTV.
Okay.
And I saw both of them. The whole game were hurting. Like Austin's grabbing his back and Luka's grabbing his hammy, and they were just never in the game. And I understand the whole idea of give them 6 minutes in the second half to compete, but not when there's clearly something wrong with them. Like both guys look like they were dealing with something all game.
Right. So it's an interesting discussion, and I'm glad you kind of took us there, because on one hand, you and I and everybody in NBA media debates all the time about this load management thing and this 65-game rule that is going to keep Cade Cunningham and Anthony Edwards and now maybe even Luka.
Yep.
Because Luka has only played 64 games. If he doesn't play another regular season game and he has to play at least 20 minutes, he would be ineligible for postseason awards. There's a chance at an appeal that I'll explain later. But we're all talking about the fact that we're mad these guys don't play, that they don't play through injuries, that there's no toughness, that if there's even a small ache or pain, they sit out. Here's Jay Williams from ESPN talking about how he thinks it's not fair on one hand to say players are soft and they never play, and then when a player does play, criticize the team for not taking them out. Here's Jay Williams.
Because this isn't some rogue decision made in a vacuum by JJ. This is an NBA, y'all. Doctors, performance staff, medical staff, constant communication in real time. Luka has his own staff, and then there's actually Luka. You think Luka, with Denver right there in their ass, is asking out of that game? Or is he saying, yo, coach, I'm good. Let's see if we can crack into this 30-point lead, maybe get to 15, and maybe play in the fourth quarter? Because that's what competitors do. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They play when it matters. So what's the expectation here? Pull him and not trust your staff, your medical team, and your best player? Or trust him and accept the risk?
So they trusted him. They accepted the risk. And now it appears, again, we don't have the results of the MRI, but it appears he could be out for a significant amount of time. Ramona, how do you weigh one against the other? On one hand, we all criticize these NBA players for not playing enough, and then when a guy does play and gets hurt, now we're criticizing the team for not taking him out.
Jay's 100% right. The player is trying to play. Like, Luka's trying to play.
Right.
They put that decision on him to, like, understand his body and what's going on. I know when I'm dealing with something, how to manage my own injury, right? Like you know, as a player, as an athlete, like, your body. And I just think soft tissue injuries, especially with these hamstrings, like, this is the same one he heard earlier. So this is a recurrent injury, this left hamstring issue. Austin, what are they calling his? Is it low back? I mean,
yeah,
he
says
grabbing.
I was on the bus with him last night. He says he feels okay. I think Austin's going to play Sunday.
He didn't look good during the game, though. He was grabbing his back the whole time.
But I understand both sides of it.
Yeah.
On one hand, I see your point. Why not take them out? They were both showing fatigue, weakness, injury, and you left them out there and you got burned by it. On the other hand, I also understand that Denver is breathing down their neck. And they really want to, and you saw last night, Momo, why they want to stay on the other side of the bracket from Oklahoma City. Because Oklahoma City has now beat the Lakers in all three meetings. The fourth meeting is Tuesday in L.A. I can almost guarantee you it's going to be without Luka. And they are the best team in the league. And I think one of the things we're going to talk about today, and we'll open the phones for Sports Graffiti in less than an hour. And by the way, the Dodgers are playing right now.
Oh, my God.
And they are drubbing the Nationals.
I had to take a call because they were up 11-4 or whatever it was.
Yeah, it's still 11-4. They have 4 home runs.
Jeez.
Shohei, Freeman, Pages, Mookie, they're just torching the Nationals. So it looks like that Dodgers slump may be over. But I'm kind of torn, and I'm glad you're here today because you can kind of give me your take on things. On one hand, I want to say it was just one game. On the other hand, I think if I'm being honest, and I think if the Laker front office is being honest, they are clearly – this was, I said before the game against Cleveland was a midterm. This was a final, and we got an F. We got an absolute F. The game, and I'm not even talking about Luka getting hurt. The game was a disaster. They were never competitive. Oklahoma City, when we played them here in November, led by 32 at the half. Last night, they led by 31 at the half. And I think as Laker fans, and the Lakers as an organization, have to now accept the fact that the West goes through Oklahoma City and San Antonio, and they, despite winning 13 of their last 15 games, are not in that class. What do you think?
I don't think they're in that class. I think either one of those teams they're just too deep, too young, too athletic, too long. Just it's a terrible matchup for them, and they haven't figured out how to beat teams like that. They just you saw. I feel like this is the exact same game I watched last time when they played. I can't remember if it was the Spurs or the Thunder, but it was like a boat race. Like it just.
Well, to your point, the Lakers are 1-6 this year against the Thunder and Spurs, and have been outscored by 136 points. in those 7 games.
They had 18 turnovers last night.
8 in the first 5 minutes.
I mean, it just wasn't even close. Like, it never felt competitive. And the Thunder, by the way, this isn't just the Lakers. The Thunder do this to everyone. They run you off the court because they go like 12 deep. You know, I mean, they probably go 15 deep if they could have 15 rosters.
Yeah, they were bringing guys off the end of the bench in garbage time last night that looked great.
And they started out so fast. The Lakers, I was listening to John on the radio because I was driving around, and you were commenting on it. It was just as if the Lakers were just so not prepared for this game. It was out of question like 5 minutes in.
Right. Well, 18-4 after 5 minutes. 9-2 right out of the gate. It was humbling, but I think if you're the Lakers, you need to now accept the fact that I think a lot of us were kind of hoping when they went on that great run in March and they went 15-2 that, okay, maybe they're not the team that they were in November, and now they have figured out a way for the big three to play together, and they can at least compete with the top of the West. Mm-hmm. Now we know that's not true. They cannot compete with the top of the West. And I think it's going to lead to changes in the offseason. Now, and there's several things I want to ask you. For example, does seeding even matter now? I think Denver's going to pass them.
Well, they just lost Peyton Watson again. So that's a development.
Right,
that's
but they've won
today.
7 games in a row, and they have a much easier schedule than us down the stretch. One thing that they do have to do is they have to play OKC and San Antonio in the last 2 games of the season. I'm assuming that for at least one of those games, the opponent will sit guys because the seedings will be set up, maybe both of them. So I think the Lakers probably slide to the 4, but they could still get the 3. They have 5 games left. Here are the 5. Dallas here on Sunday, then Oklahoma City Tuesday at Crypto, Thursday at Golden State, Friday the next night, second night of a back-to-back, Phoenix, who's beaten the Lakers 3 times this year, at Crypto on Friday, and then they end the game against they end the season, regular season, against Utah a week from Sunday. The only one I feel pretty good about, Momo, is Utah. I think that's a win.
Yeah.
But the other 4 could go either way. And if they go 1-4 down the stretch, they could drop to the 5. And that would mean that I don't think they'll drop to the 6. They've got a 3-game lead over Minnesota, and they have the tiebreaker. Right now, Minnesota has to play Houston next Friday, so at least one of those teams is going to get another loss. So I think the lowest, being realistic, that the Lakers could drop is 5. How important do you think seeding is? In other words, do they have to get a home playoff, like home court advantage in the first round? Do you think none of it matters because if they drop to the 4, they're in Oklahoma City's side of the bracket anyway? Maybe you just rest everybody. You rest Austin. You rest LeBron. You just try and get everybody healthy and take your chances. How would you play these last 5 games?
I would get everyone healthy because you're going to have that extra week, and that really matters. You know, the play-in tournament gives you those extra days, and normally teams don't always like that because when you're rolling. But in the case where Luka has been on this incredible run. We've talked about the 600 points in March and all it reminded me a little of the way Kobe was on that run that year, and then he ended up tearing his Achilles at the end of the year.
At the very end of the season.
Because he was just it was that final push. And I feel like as long as this hamstring injury isn't the 4 to 6 weeks, isn't a grade 2, this could end up being a pretty good thing for them because he can rest.
Let me for the listeners, let me explain what that means when you say grade 2.
Yeah.
Grade 1 would be 1 to 3 weeks. That's what the Lakers are hoping for. They're hoping it comes back as a grade 1 hamstring strain because 1 to 3 weeks is okay. The playoffs will open not this weekend, not next weekend, but the weekend after that.
Right.
So they would have roughly 3 weeks for Luka's hamstring to get healthy. Now, if it's a grade 2, those can go 4 to 6 weeks. Mm-hmm. And I think if it's a grade 2, that's curtains. But let's see what it is. We're going to get an update later today. I'm hoping it's a grade 1. And if it is, I think the Lakers have a chance. Now, if they can hang on to the 3, Ramona, they would at least be on the opposite side of Oklahoma City. But San Antonio's been just as good as the Thunder.
I'm scared of San Antonio. I don't know how you beat Wemby. I don't know how they beat either of those two teams.
Yeah. I think that's a fair statement. We'll continue to update you on the Luka situation. We'll give you guys a chance at the top of the hour to sound off, and we'll give you guys as much time as you need. If we have a lot of calls, we'll do a double sports graffiti. I know this is a day a lot of Laker fans want to react, and we'll get that to you. By the way, the Dodgers just hit another home run.
Oh, my God.
Kyle Tucker. So that's 5. They're ahead 12-4. It's the 7th inning stretch right now. It's the home opener for the Washington Nationals, and the Dodgers have just jumped all over those guys. All right, coming up next, Luka has played in 64 games. You have to play a minimum of 65 to be eligible for postseason awards. Or do you? I'll explain how Luka can still make All-NBA. That's next. Mason in Ireland, Momo in for Mace, ESPN LA.
And it is the 15-minute mark right here on 710 ESPN, on the all-new ESPN LA app, and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
The 15-minute mark on 710. Fueled by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
You know, in that time it took to hear your favorite takes and all that fun and frivolity, you could be pulling out with a fresh oil change. No waiting, no appointment, just in and out in about 15 minutes. Bam! So you've got more time for what matters. Visit SoCalOilChange.com.
In just 15 minutes, you can boost your vehicle's performance and save money while doing it. Visit SoCalOilChange.com now for value pack coupons and keep your car and your wallet running strong.
The 15-minute mark on 710, made possible by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-1482. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-1482. That's 800-575-1482. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Vista Paint is California's original paint company and has been serving pros and homeowners since 1956. Our paints are formulated for lasting performance, beautiful finishes, and made to withstand the weather. Vista Paint. Locally made, expertly crafted, always reliable.
Hyundai gives you America's best warranty on every new vehicle. It includes a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty, plus 24/7 roadside assistance. That's peace of mind from Hyundai. And these days, that's priceless.
Now, get the Hyundai Tucson for 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days. Visit your local Hyundai dealer. Offers end April 30th. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Los Angeles, your chance to win an Aston Martin is waiting for you at Hard Rock Casino Tajon. Unity by Hard Rock members can receive entries on Thursdays and Saturdays in April for a chance to win a 2026 Aston Martin. Not a member yet? Signing up is easy. Visit casino.hardrock.com/Tajon. That's casino.hardrock.com/Tajon. Or download the Unity by Hard Rock app. Hard Rock Casino Tajon. The easiest drive from downtown LA. Details at casino.hardrock.com/Tajon.
This college basketball tournament moment is brought to you by Marriott Bonvoy.
Has won the Big East Championship. Fresh off winning 5 games in 5 days to win the 2011 Big East Tournament, the UConn Huskies enter the NCAA tournament as the 3 seed in the West, including a 36-point performance by Kemba Walker in the Sweet 16. The run to the Huskies' 3rd national championship was one of the most remarkable postseason runs in college basketball history.
Marriott Bonvoy, where game day checks in.
Evan Cohen here. Game day brings the excitement. Your stay should feel just as memorable. With Marriott Bonvoy, official hotel partner of the NCAA and U.S. Soccer, you're connected to a portfolio of brands designed for how you travel. Some offer complimentary breakfast, others give you room to spread out, space to stay productive, or extended stay comforts. So whether you're a traveling fan or part of the team, Marriott Bonvoy celebrates the moments that live on before and after the game. Marriott Bonvoy, where game day checks in.
Steve Mason and John Ireland.
First show on the radio, and it's all I listen to all day, and every day I can't wait to listen to you guys.
That is so nice. So nice, you man.
Mason and Ireland.
These guys are a whole bunch of fools.
Back to the guys.
Today it's Momo in Ireland. Ramona Shelburne in for Mason. Where were you flying back from?
I was in Miami.
Were you working on something, or you just going on vacation?
I was.
Are you allowed to say what it is?
Yeah, I guess so. I was doing a like one of those TV sit downs, and then I have to spend the weekend working on a story I was doing on Jaylen Brown.
Okay, good.
So I was, poor me. I had to go to Miami for 4 days. Tough life.
The guy that's the PR director for the Wizards is a guy named Jim LeBombard, who's like the greatest.
I love him. Yeah.
Yeah, he used to be the Raptors guy. He worked at the NBA for 10 years, and now he's back doing. He's the PR director for the Wizards, and so I missed him the other night when the Wizards are in town. So he sent me a note yesterday saying, "Hey, sorry I missed you. Have a great rest of the season." I wrote back, "I see you're in Miami. I'm in OKC. You win." All right, we're talking about the Lakers. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, folks. It was as ugly of a game as the Lakers have played all year. They were awful. I don't want to take any credit away from Oklahoma City. The Thunder are the defending champs for a reason. They are really good. As Ramona talked about last segment, they are really deep. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is perhaps the best player in the league. It's either him or Wemby, one of the two. Luka's MVP chances are now done, even if this was a super mild hamstring and he comes back and plays in the regular season. Shai delivered the knockout punch last night, don't you think?
I think so. For Luka,
he was a long shot anyway.
But listen, I'm going to tell you, I'm really torn on Shai and Wemby. Tim Bontemps did a straw poll today. When I sent him, he asked me, who your top five. I'm like one of the people who I respond to him every time. The day he hit me, I wrote down Wemby because Wemby had just had another one of those games.
Right.
And I think how these two teams finish is really going to matter because right now.
Ramona, I think it's the whole ball game. Matter of fact,
yeah.
I think whoever wins the West, that's the guy that gets MVP.
Right. I mean, look, Shai. Right now they're 2 games up, but obviously San Antonio has the tiebreaker.
Right.
So
neither team can mess around.
Right, and that's why I think they'll play all the way to the final buzzer because we don't have to vote until the regular season is over, and that's we used to have to vote like the last day. Now they wait because they have to tell you who's eligible. They have to get the 65 games and who's the eligibility people.
Well, and by the way, we talked about that last week when you were in, but for those who didn't hear it, it's my opinion, and I think you agree with me on this. If you don't, just tell me. I think they need to get rid of the 65-game rule. I know why they did it, and I hate load management as much as anybody, so I think you do have to try and address it. I understand what Adam Silver's trying to do. I'm not saying this was the dumbest idea ever. I think they took a swing. But the way it worked out, you're going to have no Cade Cunningham, no Anthony Edwards, maybe no Luka. If Wemby misses another game, he would be ineligible. If Shai misses 2 more, he would be ineligible. So what I would do, you're a voter. I would just leave it up to the voters. I'd leave it up to you. If you think a guy deserves to be All-NBA or MVP and he only played in 50 or 55 games, I think the voting media is smart enough to figure that out. Do you agree with that?
I totally agree. I mean, I know last year Jaylen Brown, who I think he'll be a top 5 candidate.
Maybe top 3.
He might even be top 3 now, especially if Luka's ineligible. I think Luka will probably still be eligible because.
Well, let me tell you about that. While you brought it up. Okay, so there is one way Luka could still be All NBA and be eligible for all the awards, even if he doesn't play in another game. It's called the Extraordinary Circumstances Challenge. Bobby Marks and Tim Bontemps figured this out this morning, and they've been talking about it on SportsCenter and tweeting about it. I'll just read you the rule. A player who fails to satisfy either of the criteria, and the criteria is you got to play in 65 games, may be nonetheless eligible for awards listed if something happened that was an extraordinary circumstance. And what Luka could argue, and I think it's worth a shot, is he missed 2 games earlier in the season when he had to go to Slovenia for the birth of his child. And I think an independent arbitrator, it's not somebody who works for the NBA, it's somebody that the Players Union and the NBA both agree on. An independent arbitrator could say, yeah, he would have played in those 2 games had it not been for the birth of his child. We're going to go ahead and let him in. Do you think that appeal would be successful?
I think so.
Me too.
And look, he had to go overseas. This isn't and do you really want to make it so a guy can't be eligible for an award because he had a kid?
Right.
Like that's
I think
terrible.
It's a bad look.
Yeah, it's a terrible look.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
The biggest debate surrounding the Lakers kind of behind the scenes is what's going to happen with LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
I think last night was a clear statement that they, as currently constituted, cannot compete with the Spurs or the Thunder. Do you think last night's game sways either way whether or not LeBron stays next year?
I wouldn't go that far because I still think things can happen when we get to the playoffs.
Okay.
Like, I think the Thunder and the Spurs are going to beat whoever is 7 or 8.
Right.
Okay, so that's right now. That
they
could be
seem headed
Phoenix,
for a collision course in the Western Conference.
Yeah, Phoenix or Clippers. Yeah,
Warriors.
I think they beat all of those teams. I think they win the first round series no matter what. But in the second round, I don't know that the Lakers can win a 4-game series. I don't even know that they can win a game against either of those teams. I think those teams are just. It reminds me of last year during the playoffs when we were all shocked at how good the Pacers were.
Yeah.
We're like, how are the Pacers this good? And then you looked at their roster, and they're young, and they're fast, and they're deep, and they go 10, 12 deep, and you go, oh, the game has really changed.
Yeah,
it's not about
different.
Just having 2 stars or 3 stars in the Lakers' case. You got to have a whole team, and I think that's why. Look, as amazing as Shea and Wemby are, it's the rest of their team. It's this Stephen Castle and De'Aaron Fox and Isaiah Joe last night was incredible. Jalen Williams, who's been out all year and he's finally come back and did he have a triple double or he was close to it. Chet Holmgren, like all of those teams right now, they go 10, 12 deep and they're so fast. And I don't know that you can really slow that down. Last year, I thought Denver had a good shot at Oklahoma City just because of how
they took them 7.
Yeah, and I think they probably win that if Aaron Gordon didn't get hurt. That was the team, and I would say those are the top 3 teams again this year, just because of how great Jokic is, and they've been on a run right now too. But I don't know that star power just can carry you anymore.
All right, so you're talking about this evolution of the NBA, and so. It brings you to LeBron and the decision they have to make about LeBron based off this postseason. But what you're saying is depth is more important maybe than 2, 3 stars.
Yeah.
And if you let go of LeBron, that provides space potentially for depth to come in for the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
So with what you're saying, is it a better thing for the Lakers to let go of him?
Not necessarily. It depends on how much he's making.
Right.
How much
I was just going to say, it all comes down to price.
Right.
I think, by the way, Emily, I think you're asking the right question. I think that's the question that the Lakers have to get answered over the next 3-4 months. Whatever happens in the playoffs, they can judge that and then decide. But I'm thinking the magic number, Momo, is probably $20 million. If he would play for $20 million, I think you can make it work. When it gets higher than that, it starts to get counterproductive.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree with that? That $20 million might be the number that works for both sides?
25, 30-ish. I mean, look, I just look at the Durant contract. That's to me the right range for him. So he's 30-ish. I also think the question is Austin Reeves good enough as your number 2 to make what he could potentially make?
Right. Well, what's so weird is that for 15 games, they were great.
Yeah.
It seemed like they had figured everything out. And so I'm trying hard not to overreact to one game.
Mm-hmm.
Michael always says he would rather lose by 40 than lose at the buzzer. Not me. I want to see if I'm competitive.
Well, it's not just that it's one game. It's I think they're 1-10 against the top 4 teams in the league. So that's Oklahoma City, San Antonio, Detroit, and Boston. Okay, They're
Right.
they're 1-10, and the losses that they've had to the two best teams in the West have just not been that competitive.
And their one win was only by 2 points
Right.
against the Spurs in November.
Correct.
And that was an amazing game, but it was
a long time ago.
And it was 2 points.
And it was 2
Right.
points. So to me, this isn't. I know it was one game. I can do the same. I'm like with Michael. I'd rather just get boat raced. I've been totally boat raced in a game. We lose 10-0. Let's just play again the next game. We could beat that team the next game. But I think it's 10 games really. 10 games against those teams.
and they've got one win. So I think we need to accept the fact as Laker fans that whatever level they need to be at to compete for a championship, they're not there.
Is there any positives?
And that's a
to
hard
it?
thing to admit because they've been so good lately.
Because, there's potentially a silver lining in figuring out the truth.
That's right.
You understand where you are. You can't fool yourself. I think we've said this
Right,
about
it was a
other
report.
teams.
It's like when you get a report card in
Yeah.
school. Last
Mhm.
night they got the report card, and God forbid you ever had this.
Yeah,
happen.
you do your blood work.
But if you
the
get
numbers
an
don't
F,
lie.
if you get an F, you got to come home and face your parents. The Lakers just got an F.
Yeah, I mean, to me, they gotta look at, do we have the right? If we're gonna go 3 stars, do we have the right 3 stars? And is there a better construction? I mean, Luka is 27? He's 27. LeBron's 41. Austin's in his late 20s. Like that's a little old for the construction of these other teams. I mean, you look at the teams that are winning right now, the best teams. I guess Jaylen Brown is 29, something like Tatum is about that age. So we're looking at Celtics. All 4 of those teams that we're talking about, the top 4 teams in the league, they're all with their best players in their late 20s and younger. And younger, deeper, younger, cheaper.
Yeah. All right. We'll get into this throughout the show, and you'll have a chance to react to it at the top of the hour. Coming up next, we'll update you on the Dodgers. Here's a hint. They're doing great.
Yeah, it's a get-well day.
Yeah, they've hit 5 home runs, and the game is still going. So we'll update you on that next. First, let me tell you about National University. If you're ready to suit up for a career-focused bachelor's or master's degree, NU is a nonprofit university that offers more than 150 degree programs with flexible 4 or 8 week online courses designed to fit your schedule. And right now, I always talk about their scholarships. You can apply for one. Take your best shot. The Believe and Succeed Scholarship, awarding up to $6,000, is now available to apply for. Plus, you'll get counseling, free tutoring, career advice. Just go to their website, nu.edu. That'll answer any questions you have. And if you want to apply for that scholarship, apply by July 31st. Again, the website is nu.edu. Terms and conditions apply. National University.
Don't miss the countdown to kickoff. Presented by BMO, official bank of LAFC.
On the next countdown to kickoff presented by BMO, I go one-on-one with LAFC midfielder Mark Delgado to break down the hot start for the Black and Gold. We'll look ahead to LAFC versus Orlando City, plus reaction to the biggest matches from the recent international window, including the U.S. men's national team, Mexico, and more. Join me tomorrow at 3 p.m. on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
BMO presents Countdown to Kickoff, hosted by Mario Ruiz on ESPN LA.
Hey LA, it's Bethel Duran. Head to Northridge Toyota and Wondrey Toyota today and drive off in a brand new, beautiful 2026 Toyota Tacoma SR5 for just $209 a month on a 36-month lease. $209 for a Tacoma? You already know it's got to be Northridge and Wondrey Toyota. Your trade-in is your down payment. It's a limited time offer. Nobody's going to take care of you like my guys at Wondrey's and Northridge Toyota.
2026 Toyota Tacoma SR5 iForce 2.4 cylinder turbo 5-foot bed double cab 4x2 RWD model. MSRP $40,628. Base 10,000 miles per year and excludes tax, title, license, and dollar fees.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. It's springtime in SoCal, and if you're still on those same old floors, make a power move with Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. Millions of in-stock options. Hardwood, laminate, waterproof vinyl, carpet, even turf. No waiting on spring sales, just true wholesale pricing every single day. Extra savings for first responders, military, and veterans, plus price match. Hit the showroom right off the 5 freeway or check them out at HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. No games, no gimmicks, because no spring sale beats wholesale.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program may only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it could end your debt nightmare and save you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. For free information and to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, simply go online and visit DRA.com or call 800-433-8909. 800-433-8909. Again, that's 800-433-8909.
Steve Mason and John Ireland.
I'm not a prude. You are. I'm not.
The OGs of LA Sports Radio.
I do not believe I am at all prude. I'm like the least prudish person you know.
Mason and Ireland rolls on.
I'll tell you what's going on. We're in mourning. The Lakers got beat like a drum last night in Oklahoma City. After the game, we flew to Dallas, and that's where we are today. We play the Mavs here on Sunday, so we got a couple of days off. But we're all waiting for the update on Luka Doncic's left hamstring. Pulled it last night in OKC. He's going to be out for a while. We just don't know how long. And hopefully we'll get that news before the end of the show today. All right, before we get to the Dodgers, Momo, did you see this story about the Royals yesterday? Their catcher, Carter Jensen,
poor guy,
was out of the starting lineup against the Twins after he overslept. He said, I didn't wake up to my alarm, slept through it. Don't really have an excuse, nor should I. It sucks. It happens. I feel like I let my teammates down, coaches down. Just learn from it and just know it will never happen again. Isn't it kind of unavoidable? Like, I'm pretty responsible. I can count the amount of times I've overslept on one hand, but there's more than once. Either my volume on my iPhone's not turned up high enough. I was so out of it the night before, I forgot to set the alarm after I thought I set it.
You set it for PM instead of AM.
Right. Is it
That's
right
the one
to
I always
say,
do.
Is it right to say that it won't happen ever again? Because I think it will happen again.
I think it will happen again. I mean, to me, it's inevitable. Like, I mean, when I'm on the road and I have like an early flight, I have bad dreams when I know I have to get up at
Yeah, me too.
I have total stress dreams. I have I'll have the hotel call me. I'll have my phone set I'll put like 3 different alarms on that. I'll make sure that it's up. It's on AM, not PM. You never just set one alarm because you could accidentally do AM or PM, right?
Right.
But I still think it's going to happen. What if your phone died in the middle of the night? Have you had a battery failure?
Yeah,
I've had that happen.
Do you buy Carter Jensen saying it'll never, ever happen again?
I hope so. I've never heard of a professional athlete missing a game because he slept in. Like, where's his roommate? Where's his girlfriend? Where are people
Well,
calling
last
him?
week, Anthony Edwards missed the start of the game because he was in the can.
Okay, I do say that's a little different, I guess. He's at the stadium and he's going to the bathroom.
Right.
But I think that he'll probably learn from this. But I also know there are people that sleep their alarms all the time and it never changes. Like, there's this one guy on a podcast I listen to, and he has been late to their podcast like 10 times at least, and he never learns. I just don't understand. I've never been like this. I wake up immediately. I'm a very light sleeper.
You've never overslept.
I have never overslept as far as I'm aware of. I've never overslept.
Wow.
I am very, very... I'm not a very... I don't have a lot of grace for tardiness. I'll just say that.
Yeah, I'm the same way, but I've overslept. I can think of a couple of times. One time, this was 20 years ago, I was in Toronto. This was before everybody had iPhones. And they forgot my wake-up call. And I was so bummed out, Momo. I had an upgraded first-class seat, Toronto to L.A., and I overslept, missed the flight, and then ended up in a middle seat on the next flight.
Terrible.
And crammed in between two big people for 5 hours.
Toronto to L.A. is far.
Yeah. And then another time, I was like, you know me, I burn it at both ends. One time I got back at like 1 in the morning. I was supposed to meet guys at the golf course at 6:30. I could have sworn I set my alarm, and at 6:30 my phone rang, and it was those guys saying, "Where are you?" So it happens. I just think it's a hard thing to say. It'll never happen again.
Do you think that I wonder how much money he lost, like a game check for not playing.
Well, I don't think they docked him a game check. I think they just took him out of the starting lineup, didn't they?
Yeah, I think it's something like that. But maybe there is some sort of financial thing eventually.
I'd say the worst part of this too is there was the Royals in spring training did a alarm clock video with everybody on the team, kind of how many alarms do you set?
Yeah,
and it went viral again yesterday. Everybody on the team was 1, 2, 3 max, and then Carter came up 6 to 8 alarms he needs, and he said he oversleeps all the time.
Oh,
so that kind of came out after this.
He put it into the ether,
exactly.
And it came back to
So
bite
he's
him.
a heavy sleeper.
Yeah, so this was normal
obviously.
for him.
My wife's that way. Lisa's that way. She could sleep through anything.
Interesting.
I'm the opposite. If you walked in, and I take all types of sleep medicine. If you walked in, I would pop right up. I'd go, hey, Momo, and then I'd go back to sleep.
Did you have another bomb last night, John?
No, well, I had to. I didn't take as much sleep, so I didn't go to sleep till 5.
I don't know how you do this. Okay, so I just had that problem when I flew to Miami this time.
Yeah,
we had a real bad delay on our JetBlue flight. It got delayed. I landed at 3. Got to my hotel at 4. Kind of tried to take a quick shower, and I was like, well, let me take a Tylenol PM to help. Because I was thinking, oh, it's going to be light in this room. It's not always dark curtains. It feels like it's going to be loud in the morning because I knew we were right on kind of a main road. I turned up the sound, and I because it was so late by the time I think it was 5:30 in the morning before I finally fell asleep.
Yeah, that happens to me a lot.
And then I'm like, oh, I'm just going to be a wreck today. Like this, and then you get the anxiety of like, oh man, it's starting to get light outside. I still haven't fallen asleep.
Yeah, well, you and I are both going on fumes today, so we may say something we'll regret forever. Stay tuned because we're on the outside.
But
by the way, Brian, I was watching this Dodger game, and I thought about you because you have a lot of jerseys. The Dodgers, for the first time in their history, I'm surprised this has never happened before. But, the Dodgers road uniform has always been grays, like gray pants, gray top with a red number and blue lettering. In D.C. today, this is the first time they've done it, they're wearing all blue tops. They look pretty slick. But, Brian, you are the one who you buy jerseys sometimes. What do you think of the Dodger blue tops?
To me, I first looked at it, it looks a little spring training-esque to me. I don't know. Like, when I first saw it, it was, it looked a little off. I love the gray road jerseys. I think they're one of the cleanest ones that they have, too. But I will say, I do like these better, the combo with the gray pants, than their City Connect ones where it's blue top, blue pants.
Right.
Not a fan of those. These ones are a little better, but still, it's a little too spring training for me.
And as you know, it's all about money. These things will be on MLBshop.com, within, if they're not up there already.
And John, I asked, so Travis Rogers, who's on the Rocco Travis show,
lifetime Dodger fan.
He is one of the biggest sticklers of uniforms. Like, he has thoughts on any uniform, anytime, really hates change. So I was like, hey, what do you think of these blues on the road? And he gave me a long, drawn-out thing, which we can talk about in crosstalk later. But he came out on, he thinks they look great.
Yeah, they do look good.
He hates that they look great because he would rather have tradition, but he's like, he can't deny how good they look.
I think the Dodgers home jerseys, the all-white with the red number and the blue letters, is the best-looking jersey in baseball. I love those jerseys. And so these are a little deviation from that. But, they're out there if you guys want them. All right, coming up next, we'll play Icebreakers. Beginning of the month, I think I'm on the board. Brian's on the board. Momo has a chance to get on. We'll tackle that next. Momo and Mason in Ireland, ESPN LA.
And we are LA's mega sports station. You spend every day with us on 7:10 a.m., the all-new ESPN LA app, and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles. But quite often, you see us on the streets. The ESPN LA street team rolling up across the Southland and pulling up at the hottest events. Baby, let's cruise. You know who takes care of our rides? Our friends at George Chevrolet. The GM, John Good, his fantastic team. Find out more at georgechevy.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive. Our ESPN LA street team, driven by our friends at George Chevrolet. George Chevy, off the 91 freeway in the city of Bellflower. Thanks to George Chevy for making our ESPN LA street team absolutely beautiful, man.
The Loan Exchange is proud to introduce the Free Closer, a jumbo 30-year fixed loan up to $3 million. With no closing costs, you could save around $40,000 in fees like points and appraisals that many lenders charge on a $2 million loan. Today's 30-year Free Closer rate is 5.875% rate and APR. That makes refinancing simple. The only question is whether it lowers your payment without increasing your balance. And if rates drop again, you can do it again and save even more. Today's 30-year Free Closer rate is 5.875% rate and APR. If your mortgage rate is over 6%, it's a total no-brainer. Why pay to close a loan when you can exchange it for free at theloanexchange.com? NMLS 1637539. Loan subject to credit approval. See website for licensing information, loan terms and conditions. Equal housing lender. That's theloanexchange.com. Theloanexchange.com to exchange higher payments for lower ones.
Evan Cohen here. Game day brings the excitement. Your stay should feel just as memorable. With Marriott Bonvoy, official hotel partner of the NCAA and U.S. Soccer, you're connected to a portfolio of brands designed for how you travel. Some offer complimentary breakfast, others give you room to spread out, space to stay productive, or extended stay comforts. So whether you're a traveling fan or part of the team, Marriott Bonvoy celebrates the moments that live on before and after the game. Marriott Bonvoy, where game day checks in.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They're not just window and door experts. They're experts at taking care of you and your home. At Pella, they find the products that meet your needs and their experts install them. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Discover why Pella is a trusted choice for homeowners everywhere. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. That's Pella.com/Eisen.
Listen to Mason and Ireland, weekdays noon to 3 on ESPN LA.
And it is Mason and Ireland on ESPN LA. It's time for Icebreakers. Icebreakers made possible by Blue Ice Vodka, the finest vodka sourced from Idaho potatoes. Get it? Idaho, Johnny I, the Idaho compound. Enjoy Blue Ice Classic Vodka or their unique flavors like Huckleberry and Double Espresso. Find Blue Ice in stores and ask for them by name. Time for Icebreakers on Mason and Ireland. Take it away, producer Emily.
All right, April, it's just started, so the scores are kind of low still, but we have John in the lead with 6 points. And we have Brian with 5 points. And Ramona, you can score for the others here. We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
I like being known as the others. Great.
Banded together. All right, for 10 points. I was born in 1980 in Los Angeles, and I attended Marymount High School, and I briefly attended Pierce College.
Okay.
For 9 points. I am a distant cousin of Ellen DeGeneres and author Louisa May Alcott, who wrote Little Women. Oh. And I suffer from chronic psoriasis since 2010. And I was diagnosed with carpal tunnel syndrome in late 2017.
Oh,
I think I know who this is.
I know. I have an idea now, too. Hold on.
But I don't know if I could get... If you're getting close, I might have to guess. All right, give me one more. Give me one more, Em.
For 8 points. In 2014, I invented a mobile phone game, and in 2015, I was named one of Time's most influential people.
Ireland.
Go ahead.
It's Kim Kardashian.
It is Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
Is that who you thought, Momo?
No.
Who were you thinking?
No, it's the psoriasis thing. I know there's like an actress or something who has
Lady
that.
Gaga, I think. Oh, no, she has migraines.
No, there's somebody with it. It's not like it's somebody like in that Hollywood vein.
And we also.
By the way, that video game you were talking about, Em, I read one article that said she made $200 million.
What?
Because
and
it's like
what it is, it's a game, Momo, that young girls download, and you can go shopping with Kim.
Oh, fun!
But then there is a paid, if you want to like jump to the next level and actually see what she bought. You've got to pay for it. It's not a lot of money. It's like $1.99.
Oh, wow.
And she made $200 million.
Yeah, because you buy like a shirt and then you buy a pair of pants and then it adds up over time. You want to hear the rest of these facts? Because I know you love Kim K. So here we go. 7 points. I began my career as a personal stylist for R&B singer Brandy. And in 2010, PETA named me as their worst dressed person because she wore a fur coat.
Wow.
For 6 points, I became a billionaire in 2021, and I was robbed at Paris Fashion Week in 2016.
Wow.
I have broken the internet several times. I've acted in several Ryan Murphy projects. Shout out
I would
to
have got
all
it there.
fair.
Yeah, I would have got it there.
And there we go. There's Kim K.
All right,
Wow.
Icebreakers is brought to you by Blue Ice Vodka, America's largest potato vodka. Double gold rated, 64 calories an ounce, made from Idaho potatoes. Clean, smooth, no additives. Blue Ice vodka, premium taste, nothing extra. If you've never tried Blue Ice, you got to try it. Everybody have turned on to Blue Ice, loves it. All right, Ramon, I want to ask you about, this is a big night for women's basketball. 2 huge games. The first game is UConn, South Carolina. And the second game is my alma mater, UCLA, taking on Texas. The women's Final Four is in Phoenix. UCLA has lost 1 game this year. I think they've won 29 games in a row. The 1 game they lost was to Texas. So this is a rematch of the only loss UCLA had earlier in the season. And then South Carolina, UConn should just be an absolute street fight.
It's awesome. That's such a great game.
So I was thinking about something. Let's say UCLA wins tonight, and then they shock UConn on Sunday and win the national title. Okay, it would be the first NCAA women's basketball championship ever for UCLA. My friend Ann Myers, back in 1977, I think it was NAIA. It wasn't NCAA yet. Billy Moore was the coach. Annie was on that team.
Yep.
So they wouldn't be the first national champion. That belongs to the 77 team. But they'd be the first NCAA champion. So I was thinking, and I'm curious what you guys think. If the women won it, could you do a parade for them? Like, even a small one, like down Westwood Boulevard, you don't want to like embarrass them if nobody's going to show up. But do you think the interest in women's sport, it certainly has grown over the last 5 years. Has it grown enough where you could put them on a parade route and people would show up?
I don't think so.
So you would just celebrate on site and that's it?
Yeah, I mean, I would have
Connecticut.
a rally.
When UConn wins,
Yeah,
they
but
go to
that's
Hartford and they go
Connecticut.
down the road.
Yeah, but they're like, what? So my first job was in Monroe, Louisiana.
Yeah.
And Louisiana Tech.
Oh, man, the Lady Texters.
Yeah. By the
Leon
way,
Barmore, right?
Leon Barmore was the
Kim
coach.
Mulkey.
Kim Mulkey was the point guard.
Yeah.
I covered Kim when she was in college. She's a great player, by the way.
Fantastic, but tiny.
Right. They, and I'm not making this up, you guys, their women's team, the Lady Texters, was so popular that they would be the second game of a doubleheader. The men would play at 5. The women would play at 7:30.
This is Ruston, Louisiana, if I'm
right.
not
30 miles outside of Monroe.
I know random things about women's basketball because I used to write about women's basketball.
Karl Malone came along.
I bet.
Yeah, Karl Malone came along
Yep.
to Louisiana Tech, and he changed it. And then they would put the women's games first. But the women's games were
were cool, too. They had those baby blue uniforms.
They were always sold out. And so, Emily, you're right to bring up UConn, but UConn's a different animal.
UConn, to me, and this is if you want to go a little deeper on women's basketball, UConn is basically a pro team.
Because Connecticut doesn't really have any pro team.
Well, they do, the Connecticut Sun, but they're getting relocated.
Yeah.
So they're getting relocated from Connecticut to Houston, which is kind of sad, but
Houston deserves a team, but wish it was just added.
It just shouldn't have been like this. So I think it's I went out to Mohegan Sun this year for the first time. I've never been to that casino.
I've been. It's interesting.
It is kind of like
arena's
Las
at
Vegas.
the casino?
It's at the casino. I went there, they have the Hall of Fame there, the Basketball Hall of Fame. So when Adrian Wojnarowski got inducted into the Hall of Fame, he invited a bunch of us to come to the induction ceremony. And I thought it was always in Springfield, but I guess they do the Saturday night event is at Mohegan Sun. So I went and the casino's way out there in literally the middle of Connecticut.
Middle of nowhere, Connecticut.
Yeah, but it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
I would say you walk around, it's kind of like the same vibe of Vegas, where you there's really nice stores and
all right,
it's where they go in Uncut Gems at the end of the thing, where Julia Fox's character goes to Mohegan Sun on a chopper and then bets all the money. That's at Mohegan Sun.
Yeah. So look, UConn women though when Diana Taurasi came out here, I remember they played Pepperdine, and the idea was that they were going to have a West Coast game for her. You couldn't believe how well they traveled. I mean, it was unbelievable. They have this whole group of people who follow them everywhere.
Right. Here's one idea UCLA could try if they ran the table and won it. When the Angels won the title in 2002, I thought this was incredibly smart by whoever thought of it. They put the parade at Disneyland. And by doing that, they had a built-in crowd.
Yeah, that's cool.
There was already 10,000 people there. So when you walked into the park that day, and I covered it for KCAL, they reminded everybody, hey, be on Main Street at 12 noon to help the Angels celebrate. And so all the people that were there just came to Main Street, and it was great visuals, and they were properly celebrated. UCLA could do that.
I know.
They could put the parade at Disneyland, put it on Main Street. They have a built-in crowd, and they could go from there. But I kind of tend to agree with you, Ramona. I think if you tried to – I went to UCLA. I think if you tried to do a parade down Westwood Boulevard, it would flop.
And
but
what's
if you did
interesting,
it at
too,
Disneyland, it would work.
Is because so when UVA won their national title for the men in 2019, they did the celebration at the football stadium. Well, UCLA doesn't have a football stadium on campus. It's at the Rose Bowl, so I don't think you could do it at the Rose Bowl. It's too big. It'd have bad optics to have it not filled out. Maybe they do it at Pauley Pavilion, do a little celebration
Again,
there.
I don't know if they would fill it.
Yeah. They fill it for games, but not for the celebration.
Yeah.
I think UConn's winning, by the way.
Yeah, I do too. What do they won?
really
65 games in a row?
Yeah, they have Sarah Strong. You know who Sarah Strong's mom is?
No.
Allison Feaster. You remember Allison
Of
Feaster
course.
from Harvard? Now she
Yeah.
works for the Celtics. That's her mom. So I think she's player of the year in a lot of these places. They got AZ Fudd, who's probably going to be the top draft pick this year. That's a loaded team, just an absolute loaded. So
it's a big night for women's basketball.
Yeah.
Here's how much times have changed. I mentioned this yesterday. I'm in Dallas. I have a Friday night off. I've got people here.
Yeah.
I used to work in Texas. And they said, hey, let's go grab dinner. I'm not going out with them tonight.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to stay in and watch the two women's
Cool.
games.
Like it.
I think both those games are going to be killer.
And also the expansion draft just happened. I don't think there's anyone you really would know who got picked. But the two expansion.
Who are the new teams coming in?
Toronto Tempo. I had a story last week about Masai Ujiri is joining that ownership group. He's in the ownership.
How that guy doesn't have a job in the NBA is one of the great mysteries of life.
Probably will next year.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay. And Portland Fire. So that's going to be fun. Portland and Toronto have joined the league. I feel bad.
How many players can you protect?
5.
Only
you could
5?
Only protect 5.
Wow.
The thing is, a lot of the league are free agents. So there's not that many people you can even protect because they're free agents. But the way it worked out with the new CBA that they just agreed to, I think that most of the top free agents are just going to stay where they are because the league, the union didn't get what they wanted, which was to drop the whole core player thing. I heard that they wanted to, you can. It's like a franchise tag. Women's basketball has basically a franchise tag.
Right.
They still have it, at least for the first
year or two. But I thought the
of
agreement
this.
they came to was really good for both sides.
Yeah, it was good for both sides.
Yeah,
it's good. They just took way too long to do it, so that's why all this is really condensed.
All right. Hey, before we get to sports graffiti, did you guys watch that Chick-fil-A video I sent you?
I did.
Okay. So, Brian, did you watch it?
I did not.
All right, take a look at it. It's in my email. It'll take you 30 seconds. So I'll talk to Emily. Momo, you haven't seen it, right?
You sent it to me.
Yeah, it was in my email.
Yeah, I read your
last
email.
night. Okay, so here's
on my JetBlue flight.
Here's basically the story.
Yeah.
A bunch of people that work at Chick-fil-A did a video where they are jumping up and down.
Dancing to a song.
A song. And because they are jumping up and down, and a lot of these girls are on the larger size, their, how can I phrase this? Their upper bodies are shaking, Em. Is that fair to say?
Yes. And the song is somewhat explicit as well.
Okay. So, and maybe, what do you think, Emily? 5-6 people from one Chick-fil-A franchise?
Yeah, there's mostly girls and one guy.
And it's gone viral. The video's gone viral because they're having fun. Chick-fil-A came in and fired everybody that was associated with the video. One, because the video was racy, and two, because I wouldn't call it inappropriate, but Emily, some people would.
And it's Chick-fil-A of all places. Okay, I worked at Chick-fil-A for 4 years.
So it doesn't. It sounds like you're not surprised.
I'm not surprised. I was in high school. And
it's a long-term job, Em.
It was. I was there for a long time. They are
never had to work on Sundays.
Never did. They're pretty strict about their image. let's just say.
Right, but do you think this was anything other than people having fun? I could see suspending them for a day, but would you have fired all of them?
For Emily, no, because I think it's interesting, and I'm no longer working for Chick-fil-A, and me and them have differing views now.
Yeah.
But I can understand how Chick-fil-A would not want to have that song being played while they're dancing, and to have their employees known for what they're doing, like shaking.
Ramona, did you have any problem with that video?
I see what I'm saying. Like, look, why did they do it? It was just for fun, right?
Right.
Yeah, and obviously it's either when it's closed or when it was slow, because there's no customers in the background of there.
I wouldn't fire them.
Yeah. Brian, how about you?
But...
Yeah, no, I mean, to Emily's point, I get that it's Chick-fil-A and they have the whole image thing, so I could see why, but no, I don't. Especially if it's after hours or anything like that.
How much are you paying these people?
And let me say this.
You know what I mean?
What I've come to realize that, I'm the father of a 24-year-old. Kids that are getting out of high school and college can't find jobs, not even at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of these people are unemployed. So I think people should, I'm not saying that their dream job was to work at Chick-fil-A, but firing somebody and putting them in the unemployment line is a big step. There are no jobs.
I'd also like to say that there are ways in which a company can buy in on a viral moment. So there's this moment that people are reacting to, but there's also this. So Staples had an employee. They called her the Staples baddie, and she was just explaining things you can buy at Staples, but in a fun, inviting way. So it's like, oh, you can make a mug, and you can put this meme on the mug if you want to. You can use this pen, and some organizations or some brands would say, You can't represent us if we aren't paying you. But
right.
Staples instead celebrated Staples baddie and are working with her to help make her content more and aren't silencing her. So I think, and people like that. So I think when Chick-fil-A says, no, you guys, one, can't post social media at work, which is a lot of them, which is probably a big issue of this.
Right.
And then what you posted, I think that they are missing out an opportunity to
I agree with you.
that.
What I would have done is I would say, all right, look, you guys, never do that again. It's not what our company's about. But how about this? Let's get some buzz out of this. Do a video, again, the exact same people that were jumping up and down, and just all you do is say, thank you for coming to Chick-fil-A. And the next person goes, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well, they say my pleasure.
Yeah. And so that would have worked. I didn't think they should have been fired. Okay, let's get to the phones. 877-710-3776. That's the number for Sports Graffiti. I know a lot of you want to react to what we saw last night in Oklahoma City. We will try and get to everybody today. 877-710-3776. That's 877-710-ESPN. Your phone calls next. Momo and for Mace. Brian's here. Emily's here. Mason and Ireland, ESPN LA.
The home of Rams football. And now the home of The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays 9 a.m. to noon. KSPN Los Angeles. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
5 clean sheets in 5 MLS matches. A defense that refuses to break.
Save Lloris on the dive. He tipped it over. Oh, what a save from Hugo Lloris.
The black and gold stand alone at the top of the West. And now, a new challenger steps into BMO Stadium. LAFC hosts Orlando City SC. And downtown LA is ready.
BMO Stadium is absolutely rocking.
Pre-game gets going tomorrow at 6 p.m. on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
This Easter, make what you're serving to your family and friends the easiest part of your day. Hi, it's Sua Cravens, and at Wild Fork, you'll find premium meats like a boneless Berkshire smoked ham, a French lamb rib, or North Atlantic lobster tails at prices that just make sense. There's no guesswork with Wild Fork, no last-minute stress, just incredible flavor, ready when you are. Every cut is carefully sourced and frozen at peak freshness. Your Easter hunt for restaurant-quality meats starts at Wild Fork. So this Easter, skip the chaos and keep the tradition. Wild Fork, the freshest Easter feast for every budget.
Hey, everybody, it's Cappy, and I know that a lot of people around are getting sick right now. You are not imagining this. It's real. Doctors have said this is the worst cold and flu season in 25 years, and it's not over. And listen, I was just away visiting some friends up in Mammoth, and everybody was coughing and sneezing, and I don't know about you guys. I can't get sick. I'm sure you can't get sick. So now what I've done is I've ordered a medical emergency kit. Now, when you have a medical emergency kit, it's like having an urgent care or a pharmacy right in your home. No waiting for a doctor, no hours at urgent care, no lines at a pharmacy, no copays.
I'm telling you that you get things like a generic Z-Pack to help you get well faster and handle what are really a bunch of common and in some cases more serious illnesses. But let's get you and your family to have this care kit in your home. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in just minutes, and it's shipped to your door immediately, and we'll save you $45 when you use our promo code 710. It's urgentcarekit.com/710, urgentcarekit.com/710, and you're saving $45.
Did you know that Children's Hospital Los Angeles offers advanced epilepsy care for kids, even when other treatments haven't worked? CHLA's Neurological Institute has Southern California's only all-pediatric Level 4 epilepsy center. That means your child is supported every step of the way by providing the latest therapies and personalized care plans for all of your child's epilepsy needs. So put seizures on the sidelines and help your child get back to being a kid. To learn more, visit chla.org.
And it is 1 o'clock in the Southland on the biggest show on the radio, Mason and Ireland. And you know it's time for Sports Graffiti on Mason and Ireland. This is where you call in and talk to the fellas.
877-710-ESPN.
That's right, that number is back. It's not a mistake. Big voice guy, do it one more time.
877-710-ESPN.
You get to talk to Mason and Ireland during Sports Graffiti, and we know everybody loves Mason and Ireland.
Rick Vega, I'm the reigning champ of the Mason and Ireland Poker Invitational.
Gregory Mendez, Port Hueneme, California.
Why do you love Mason and Ireland?
Why I love them because they're there every day for me. They're consistently giving out some funny takes, being goofy, and to be honest, we need it in a time like this, so I love it.
Let's do it. Sports Graffiti time. Take it away, Mace.
All right, no Mace today. Momo in for him. Emily's going to handle the calls. All the lines are full, but when you hear somebody hang up, try 877-710-3776. Who do we got, Em?
Let's go to some new blood. Let's go to Xander in Pasadena. Xander?
Hey, guys. How you doing? So
Hi,
if
Xander.
you guys love golf, love watching golf, YouTube Golf is taking over absolutely. My favorite account is Bob Does Sports. They had LeBron James on as their most recent guest, and I'm going to tell you, if you love LeBron, if you don't love LeBron, or if you're on your fence, you will come at this video absolutely loving him. He was so great. John, they played at El Cap. Have you ever played El Cap before?
Yeah, a bunch.
Yeah, fantastic course. They're so funny. They're great. So if anyone's interested in watching that, you
Xander,
can watch that.
give me. So if I go to YouTube, what do I type into the search window?
It's Bob Does Sports.
Bob Does
Those
Sports.
are the guys.
Okay, I'll
it's
check
like
it out.
these three guys. Yeah, they're fantastic. If anyone enjoys watching YouTube Golf, these guys are fantastic. Check them out, and it's always a good time with those guys.
All right, thanks, man.
Is Xander on Bob's payroll? I think that's interesting.
Well, if he is, he just earned his money.
All right, let's go to Scooter, L.A. What's up, Scooter?
Hi, good afternoon, guys. You guys were talking about the women's college basketball.
Yeah.
And I was just, I'm a USC guy, so I just wanted to say, look out for next year, because we're getting Juju back.
Yep.
We had the freshman of the year this year, and we got
Jazzy.
the top recruit next year coming. So we're going to be strong, as UCLA is using and losing most of their starters. So look out for USC next year. And one more quick thing about Luka. If he wouldn't have got suspended for that game against the Wizards, then he'd have been qualified for the NBA award.
Right, yeah. How's that for irony, Momo? If he wouldn't have got suspended, he'd be at 65.
Oh, wow.
So, but I think his appeal's going to work. Who's next, Em?
I do too.
Let's go to Sam in Anaheim. Sam?
Hey, guys. Quick question. If you guys think you put Luka on a lie detector test, you think he'd want LeBron on the team next year?
I do, only because when they went on this run, the reason was that LeBron Momo agreed to eat third, and it was all clicking.
Yeah.
The problem is that doesn't work against elite teams. They shredded everybody except Detroit, Boston, San Antonio, and OKC. When they meet one of those is when you can tell that there's a huge gap. And by the way, I've been all year saying that the Lakers have a chance to win the title. They have a chance to make a deep playoff run. After what I saw last night, I think there's work to do. I think that they are clearly in the second group of teams, not the first. So I think because LeBron gives them a better chance to win, Luka would say yes. What do you think, Momo?
I think he would say yes, just because I think they they admire each other. I think they
He modeled his game after him.
Yeah, he has a lot of LeBron in him. In terms of, I think Luka's a better shooter than LeBron. But they have this, and LeBron is obviously more athletic, like he's running up and down the court and dunking on the fast break and all that. But I think they have a very similar games, and if LeBron is going to be this lead the NBA in fast break points kind of guy, stand in the corner,
which he does right now.
Yeah, it's amazing at 41 years old. I would say yes, but what Luka really wants is a great lob threat. He wants a great.
That's why he likes Jackson Hayes so much.
Yeah.
Em, who's next?
Let's go to Jason in Burbank. Jason?
Hi, guys. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Quick Dodgers-Lakers take. Dodgers, if they're going to hit 5 home runs plus with the new uniforms, let's wear those more often and broke them right out. Gotta love those. And then the Lakers. And I'm a big both Dodger and Laker fan, but I got to touch on what Momo said earlier, and she's so correct. 2 things she said is that they should have never been in the game, Luka, Reeves, etc., when they're down by, it was more than 30 in the third quarter. They should have never been in the game. And number 2, her talking about OKC and San Antonio being younger, stronger, faster. That's a valid point, and there's an issue with the Lakers getting to that point for years to come, getting younger, stronger, faster. So I'm not sure what they're going to do, but hopefully they'll figure it out.
All right, thanks, man, for the phone call. By the way, Momo, I will say this. I think it's a valid opinion. I know you're part of this camp. If you think that Luka and LeBron and Austin should have been out of that game in the third quarter. But I covered a Laker game one year where they were down 28 at the start of the fourth and won it in regulation. With the three-point shot, you can come back pretty fast.
Yeah.
But I think it is a valid opinion that you could have taken. I saw no path, no avenue for them to win that game yesterday. If
I didn't either.
If JJ or LeBron or Luka were sitting here with us, they would say, well, you're just giving up too early. We could have come back. But I think it's a valid opinion. I mean, I don't subscribe to it, but I think a lot of people do, and that's
it's just because both guys clearly were hurting the whole game.
And you're talking about Luka and Austin. Who's next, Em?
Let's go to Peter in Temecula.
Hey, Peter.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I don't worry about the Lakers right now because we have a different scenario. Right now is a pro season. When it goes to playoff, it's different. So I think the Lakers, when it goes to playoff, they have different idea how to stop San Antonio and Thunder. When you play on pro season, it's kind of like, a lot of players are not playing good, stuff like that.
So, Peter, can I give you the flip side to that?
Yes.
During the regular season, Victor Wembanyama plays less than 30 minutes a game.
Oof.
In the playoffs, he's going to play more than 30.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be more of a problem, particularly with San Antonio, than it is now. But I see your point. The playoffs and the regular season are a little bit different. But I think San Antonio is actually more dangerous, Momo, because Wemby, instead of playing 28 minutes, might play 38.
Yeah, and I just think that, I don't know, every time I watch him, I can't believe how good he already is.
Yeah,
he's
him and Shohei are the two best shows in sports.
That's right. That's the right comp. And
Emily, who's next?
Let's go to Perry, Riverside. What's up, Perry?
Hey, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Perry. What do you got?
Hey, Ireland. Okay, so listen, I called you about a little over a month ago when the Lakers were going through that real bad stretch, and then Mason hung up on me because you asked me a question if I would take the trade back from Dallas to Lakers, and I'm going to tell you something. Yes, and here's why. Luka, okay. First of all, he complains way too much. Yes, he would be qualifying for everything if this whole thing where he was complaining and didn't get suspended didn't happen. He has one MVP amazing month, and his body doesn't hold up. Nico Harrison knew what he was doing getting rid of Luka. Luka's never going to take this team to the next level. It's not going to happen. Luka's not that kind of player. He's just now getting in shape. and he's never going to be healthy. And he's been having a hamstring issue since the beginning of the since the beginning of the season. You see him limping and hurting at the end of games. He's just
Peter,
not healthy.
All right, are you done?
Yes.
Okay, that might be the worst take in the history of the Mason and Ireland show. There is not one person who knows basketball who would take that trade back. I think that is literally the dumbest thing anyone has ever said in the history of this show, and we've been on in 30 years. Now, you can all those points you made about Luka, you can say those can be backed up with facts. He does have bad hamstrings. He does have a history of injuries. But the trade was so bad that Mavericks have already moved on from Anthony Davis and sent him to Washington, and Luka will be first-team All-NBA if he qualifies for awards.
Okay, I'm going to stand up for the caller, okay? I don't agree. I would never take back that trade. It's one of the worst trades in NBA history. However, there is something to the idea that Luka going forward, okay, I think he's a great face of the franchise, et cetera. But he does have to prove he can stay healthy and be in this shape. He does.
Those are two different arguments.
Totally different arguments. Yes,
okay.
I agree.
I think your point is accurate. His point was he would reverse the trade. He would take if he had a chance to do it now, Ramona, as we sit here on April 3rd, 2026. Anybody who says that they would take back Anthony Davis and Max Christie and a number one pick 3 years from now and return Luka to Dallas.
God, no.
Everybody in the Laker organization who would do that reversal would be fired the next day.
Have you ever had, like in fantasy sports, somebody offer you a really bad trade?
Of course.
And you kind of feel like, did they make a mistake? Like, did they
Yeah.
they
Is
mean
there
to
something
do
I
this?
don't know?
They know something I don't know.
Yeah, should I call them and be like, hey, did you really mean to do this?
I'm sure when Rob Pelinka got that call from Nico, he said, and Nico and Rob were friends because Nico ran Kobe's account at Nike. I'm sure Rob said, okay, is this a practical joke? Are you like...
Okay, so this is how that call went. It was actually a coffee. The Lakers were in town, and Nico and Rob were just having coffee. This sort of, it's a really nice coffee place right across from the arena.
Okay.
And there's actually photo. I wrote about this in my little story that I did about the trade, and I kind of know what they ordered. And I could find it. I could go back and find it for you if you want to recreate that moment. But I guess they were talking, and you know when you have conversations and GM to GM conversations, you just kind of discuss players, and most of the time the GM goes off the table. Yeah, we won't even listen on him. We're not
Right.
thinking about it. Like this was. I think Nico was the one who brought it up. And I think Rob was like, oh, sure, we'd be interested in Luka. And Rob, to his credit, played it cool. Like somehow Rob convinced Nico that they couldn't put in Austin Reeves or a second first-round draft pick or even, more value into the trade because Luka could potentially opt out of his deal and be a free agent. That they were basically trading for a player on an expiring deal. And I don't know how he kept a straight face the whole time, but kudos to Rob because that's the part of the trade that everyone in the league can't get over.
Arguably, to get back to Peter's original argument that he would reverse the trade, it is generally considered, if not the worst, one of the top 3 worst trades in the history of sports. And for anybody who claims to be a Laker fan who thinks the Lakers didn't get the better end of that deal, you are not watching the games. There's just no way you are. Or you're delusional. It's just ridiculous. Em, do you want to keep going with Sports Graffiti, or are we wrapping it?
Let's go. Sports Graffiti Gigante on a Friday.
Okay,
right?
so more of your phone calls. 877-710-3776. 877-710-ESPN. More of your phone calls coming up next. First, let me tell you about the Lakers and Toyota. They've been together for 50 years. 2 legendary teams together, 50 years strong. And as part of that, all the Toyotas on sale. Toyota's Perfect Timing Sales event is going on right now. It's your moment to get into a fuel-efficient new Toyota with great offers that help every mile go further. And by the way, don't take it from me. Google this. Longest-lasting cars on the road. All right? Toyota has 7 of the top 10 and all 5 of the top 5. You buy a Toyota, it's going to take care of you and last forever. Choose the all-hybrid Camry, That has great miles per gallon, great responsive performance, or you can go all electric with the BZ, whatever you choose. Sedan, SUV, truck, EV, they all last and they all come from Toyota. You're choosing reliability you can count on. And by the way, with Toyota Care, you get no cost maintenance for 2 years or 25,000 miles, whatever comes first. You cannot go wrong when you choose Toyota. We make it easy. Toyota. Let's go places.
Purple and gold-blooded. The Lake Show play here.
Sunday, deep in the heart of Texas, the Purple and Gold hit the road for a Western Conference battle in the Lone Star State.
Luka still dribbling down the middle all the way, dot to the rim, reverse layup good. He's making it look easy.
Lakers, Mavericks from Dallas. Coverage begins Sunday at 3 p.m.
Every dribble, every dunk. This is the home of the Lakers. 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
The Loan Exchange is proud to introduce the Free Closer, a jumbo 30-year fixed loan up to $3 million. With no closing costs, you could save around $40,000 in fees like points and appraisals that many lenders charge on a $2 million loan. Today's 30-year Free Closer rate is 5.875% rate and APR. That makes refinancing simple. The only question is whether it lowers your payment without increasing your balance. And if rates drop again, you can do it again and save even more. Today's 30-year Free Closer rate is 5.875% rate and APR. If your mortgage rate is over 6%, it's a total no-brainer. Why pay to close a loan when you can exchange it for free at theloanexchange.com? NMLS 1637539. Loan subject to credit approval. See website for licensing information, loan terms and conditions. Equal housing lender. That's theloanexchange.com. Theloanexchange.com to exchange higher payments for lower ones.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNLAcontests.com.
That's ESPNLAcontests.com.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Mason and Ireland on LA's mega sports station.
Oh my, am I really on Mason and Ireland show?
Yes.
This is a great moment. Hey.
Right now, more of Mason and Ireland on 710.
All right, we're doing a double sports graffiti in light of the Lakers laying an egg last night in Oklahoma City. Momo's in for Mace. Emily, who do we have?
Let's go to Jim in South LA. Jim?
Hey, thanks for doing the sports gigante, graffiti gigante there. Appreciate it. Hello, Momo. Always good to hear you.
Thanks, man.
That was a beatdown last night. That shows the Lakers are not even in the same league. You know, I almost called you guys, or I tried to call you after the Cleveland win, and to say that was really the high point of the season. March was excellent, but the reality is just not there. And I've got no confidence that Rob Pelinka can get even good people around Luka, because he didn't do it for LeBron except for that 1 year. What do you guys think?
Well, I think that there's a new owner, so there's going to be new opinions in the room. Momo, you've done a lot of stories on this. You just can't say I don't have confidence in Rob. Rob is going to have a lot of people helping him this time around. I think if you look at the Dodgers, they have a council of elders. Before when Rob started with the Lakers, he had to run everything past Magic. But, for example, the Zubats trade, that was Magic. But now, Ramona, I think with the resources that Mark Walter and Guggenheim bring, They have a chance to build around Luka and to be really good.
I think it'll be more around Rob right now. There'll be more analytics guys. They're definitely going to lean into that. There'll be some other hires made, but I don't think anything of real substance, right? Like, no, there's not going to be a big name unless it's somewhat ceremonial, like we've already seen, right, with Tony Bennett on the draft.
Right.
I don't think they're going to go out the way the Dodgers have, and you got 4 former GMs in that front office. I don't see that right away.
Huh. Okay, well, then maybe the caller's right. Who knows? Who's next?
Nick in Dallas. You're up. Go, Nick.
Hey, thanks for calling, you guys. It's always good to hear from you, Momo.
Thanks, man.
Watching that game last night, I mean, the Lakers are in OKC's town, not in their block yet, but that was a royal beatdown. I think Pelinka has his work cut out for him, and I thought, John, you made a great point. It does, in my opinion, I think it kind of, LeBron's decision coming back or not, kind of, seeing how that game played out, I'm sure he's going to be thinking about that too. But I think what Pelinka needs to do is probably look at the rosters of Boston, Denver, and I believe San Antonio, who, in my opinion, are the only 3 teams that can beat OKC. But I think Pelinka has his work cut out for him, and that roster construction is going to be very interesting next season. But thanks for taking my call. We'll see what happens.
All right, see ya. I would, Ramona, if Detroit gets Cade Cunningham back, I'd put them in there. I'd give them a.
I watched their game last night too because they were both on Amazon Prime, and they're I think they're 12-4 with that kid. They're pretty good. That kid, Dennis Jenkins, right?
Yeah, he's good.
They've held it down, and I think it's been good for Jalen Duren.
Because they play defense.
Yeah, they play defense.
Yeah.
They got again. There's the depth thing. They just have a lot of guys, a lot of youth, and so when Cade comes back, they're gonna be really good. But I don't know when Cade is coming back. They said he's gonna be reevaluated another week. So is he gonna be back for the first round? We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Who's next, guys?
Let's go to Tom in Chicago. Tom.
Hey, thanks for my call. I had 2 quick questions. I just when you guys look at the Thunder, the Spurs, the Pistons, obviously those teams started homegrown, and then they went out, they got De'Aaron Fox, and then they pay the players. And I'm just curious. We have zero. We have but we don't have the amount of picks or room to just get younger, faster, stronger, physical, quick. So and then the whole $100 million plus in cap space. I'm just afraid just to overpay for one guy instead of spread it out. Because I know some teams they overpay for someone that may not be as good as if they were to spread it out. I just want to.
It's a good point. You don't always want to be a room team. You don't always want to be a salary cap team because then you end up paying more. The best way to get good players these days is either draft them and develop and sign them to those kind of extensions or trade for them.
Well, and the other thing is we should have a moment of honesty here. All this depends on everything he's talking about. Depends on whether they re-sign Austin and for how much, whether they re-sign LeBron and for how much. Then you'll know what tools you have in the tool bag. But until you make those 2 decisions, you can't really do much else. You've got to
That's right.
You got to kind of figure that out. Who's next, guys?
Let's go to Mike in Menifee.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah. Hey, thanks for talking to you guys. I think the worst problem in Lakers right now is their front office. I mean, the picks that they made, all their draft picks, it seems like they haven't not hit on any of them, the first-round picks. Look at all these other teams. It seems like they keep reloading every year with young players, but the Lakers just keep missing on their picks. What do you guys think about that?
That's a good point. I mean, when you have an older team and an expensive team, the way that you build out that depth that we keep talking about is by drafting guys. And they've picked in the middle of the first round and haven't hit on. I mean, the Lakers could have had Pajemski. They could have had Jaime Jaquez. There was a lot of guys that they've.
Yeah, that was the Jalen Hood Shafino draft.
Yep.
They missed on 3 or 4 guys that time, and then it looked like in the beginning they kind of stole Dalton Connect.
Yeah,
but that is leveled out.
Yep. He hasn't progressed at all.
Right. So we'll. You know me, Ramona. I'm less Snead. I'm FDM picks.
Right.
Because it's a crapshoot.
Right.
And you never know who's good. I'd go for proven over unproven.
But I think the difference between Les Snead and the NBA is that you can F them picks in terms of the first round, maybe the second round, but you have to because the NFL can have guys hit in 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rounds. So they say F them picks for their top picks, but they hit on everything on the lower end. So that's why you can operate like that. NBA is not the same way.
Yeah, they're really good. And I think Adu Thero has a chance to be good. I think they missed on Hood Schifino. Connect is looking like a miss, but it's probably too early to call it. And Thero, I think, looks pretty good. So we'll see if that guy can play one day. Em, you want to do one more? Are we done?
Yeah, let's do one more. Let's do Jerry in Oxnard. What's up, Jerry?
How's it going? Good afternoon, guys.
Hi, Jerry.
Good afternoon.
So my first thought, the guy who said that he would take away the Luka trade knows absolutely nothing about sports. 5-year-old nephew would keep that trade.
That might be, like I said, Jerry, that might be the worst take in the history of the show.
Yeah, that is full to you guys. Second thing is, I'm excited for the women's NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
I'm personally going UCLA. I'm from Oxnard. Camarillo is not too far away from here, so Hawkins went to Camarillo High School out here. So I'm rooting for them. Texas is the only one that gave them a loss. I know UConn, powerhouse, but, it's time for UCLA women's basketball to get onto the map right there. A lot of those girls, too, are all seniors, so I'm rooting for them to win it all. That's it, guys.
All right, they expect that game, by the way, the Texas-UCLA game. They're both number one seeds. That's the second game of the doubleheader. They think it's going to start at around 6:30 Pacific time.
Where's the Final Four this year? Phoenix?
Phoenix.
Okay.
All right, thanks for that. Thanks, Emily. Coming up next, Ramona sent me an article last night, and say it isn't so. Say that reality TV is not in trouble. But this article says it is. We'll get into it next. Momo in for Mace. I'm John Ireland, Mason and Ireland, ESPN LA.
5 clean sheets in 5 MLS matches. A defense that refuses to break.
Save Lloris on the dive. He tipped it over. Oh, what a save from Hugo Lloris.
The black and gold stand alone at the top of the West. And now, a new challenger steps into BMO Stadium. LAFC hosts Orlando City SC. And downtown LA is ready.
BMO Stadium is absolutely rocking.
Pre-game gets going tomorrow at 6 p.m. on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
Hey, everybody, it's Cappy, and I know that a lot of people around are getting sick right now. You are not imagining this. It's real. Doctors have said this is the worst cold and flu season in 25 years, and it's not over. And listen, I was just away visiting some friends up in Mammoth, and everybody was coughing and sneezing, and I don't know about you guys. I can't get sick. I'm sure you can't get sick. So now what I've done is I've ordered a medical emergency kit. Now, when you have a medical emergency kit, it's like having an urgent care or a pharmacy right in your home. No waiting for a doctor, no hours at urgent care, no lines at a pharmacy, no co-pays. I'm telling you that you get things like a generic Z-Pack to help you get well faster and handle what are really a bunch of common and in some cases more serious illnesses. But let's get you and your family to have this care kit in your home. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in just minutes, and it's shipped to your door immediately, and we'll save you $45 when you use our promo code 710. It's urgentcarekit.com/710, urgentcarekit.com/710, and you're saving $45.
Feel the vibe, the speed, the adrenaline. The Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach roars back April 17th through 19th. It's a pulsating 200-mile-per-hour beach party. 6 races featuring the sleek MTT Indy cars, IMSA sports cars, and more. Saturday night, rock out with Kings of Chaos. Kids 12 and under free with a ticketed adult. Tickets at gplb.com. The Acura Grand Prix, April 17th through 19th. The Long Beach vibe is back.
This is a special notice to U.S. taxpayers owing $10,000 or more to the IRS. Tax Relief Advocates is urgently notifying taxpayers that tax relief initiatives are now available that may significantly reduce or eliminate what you owe. If you're afraid of an IRS lien, levy, or wage garnishment, don't lose hope. You can now take advantage of these current relief programs to end all collections, reduce the amount you owe, and resolve your tax problem. Even if you have years of unfiled tax returns or are already in a payment plan, you may still qualify for significant relief. Struggling taxpayers can now get relief they need during these hard economic times. A hotline has been established by tax relief advocates for you to call and see what you qualify for. They are A+ rated with the BBB and have over 1,000 5-star reviews. Don't wait. Call 800-575-9087. 800-575-9087. That's 800-575-9087 or simply visit TRA.com.
The OGs of LA Sports Radio.
We talked about it, about switching Mason Ireland to Ireland and Mason.
Oh, my God, that just wouldn't
And
even sound
Mason
right.
lost his mind.
Oh, yeah,
no, that's why I made $1 more than he did.
He makes $1 more than me.
We negotiated that 30 years ago.
Yeah, and it's worth it every single year.
Mason and Ireland, right now.
All right, so Ramona and I are both working on fumes. We were both on planes late last night. Ramona's in L.A., I'm in Dallas. And at some point late last night, when neither one of us could sleep, Ramona sent me a link to an article that said reality TV is in trouble. And for people like me and Emily and Momo, this would be a major blow. Because as many of you know, I'm addicted to the Real Housewives shows. I'm addicted to Vanderpump Rules.
Wait, by the way, do you know about the Summer House drama?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, where like Amanda is taking Sierra's best friend. Even John Hamm is commenting on this.
And then there was like a married couple. I had a friend give me a full breakdown on an audio note. It was 5 minutes long. It was amazing.
Okay, so we all like reality TV, but Momo, according to this article, reality TV is in serious trouble. Why?
Well, I think it has to do with all the mergers that are going on at the top level. Okay, so a lot of big companies merging. A lot of independent production houses are getting bought by the bigger companies. So one of the guys, I read this whole article on the plane last night. One of the guys was like, he worked for a graphics company that, do you know the show Naked and Afraid?
Sure.
Their job was to blur out all the private parts.
Yep.
They basically said your job. They laid off a bunch of people and said, we still need you to do just as good a job at this, but there's like half of you guys doing it.
So the answer to all of our questions is money. It's the mergers and everything.
Which is so interesting because reality shows used to be the cheapest thing
Exactly.
to do. And that's why. So reality shows really came to boom, which I think, John, I sent you that book for Christmas.
Yeah, it's great, by the way.
It came out because of writer strikes. So writers were on strike for scripted television, and they really boomed this reality TV because you didn't have to pay writers, and you could do all this relatively cheaply, and it was very entertaining television. And that's really why it boomed, which is why it's interesting why it's falling when we just recently had a strike.
Yeah, everyone thought that that's what was going to go big. And so, there's still some big franchises, right? The Below Deck series is going strong.
Traitors,
Real Housewives,
Survivors.
Traitors is really good. Emily, you think The Bachelorette is done, right?
Might be.
So if you guys don't know what's happened with Bachelor, they appointed the Bachelorette as Taylor Frankie Paul, who was from The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. And so she was at the time single, but there was complications with that. Then right before the premiere was supposed to happen, a video resurfaced of a domestic violence incident, which she was convicted of previously. So it was all out there. This has been known for years that this happened. But the video resurfaced, and there are conflicting reports on whether or not ABC fully pulled the plug. But the show is no longer airing, and
it was shot in full.
It was shot in full, paid for in full. It's going to be a very expensive show to scrap. It has a lot of ads, a lot of synergy with ABC Disney.
Mm-hmm.
And they were trying to use Taylor Frankie Paul as a way to juice this franchise that had been kind of lifeless for a bit. They tried to do the Golden Bachelor and Bachelorette to lesser degrees of success. And they're just losing to the Love Islands of the world, Traitors, Survivors, Love is Blind, things like that. So I think they tried to get a celebrity, and I think it failed. I think there's no way you come back from this because this is the death blow of The Bachelorette because it's already was waning in audience
I know
and
how to
popularity.
save it. I know how to save it. You
Which
ready?
is?
Okay.
One name. One name can save the Bachelor and Bachelorette franchise. And before you poo-poo it, just know, I'm right. That name is Tom Brady.
Oh, wow.
They get Tom Brady, and the whole thing gets back on its feet.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm listening.
All
but
right.
what's in it for Tom? Why
Money.
would Tom say yes?
Yeah, I'm sure they pay
Money.
a lot.
For love.
For love.
Sure.
Thank you, Brian.
But I think Tom.
And by the way, I think you would get celebrity girls in it. I think Alex Earl would agree to be one of the girls. I think Kim Kardashian would agree to be one of the girls.
I think Tom is so precious about his image. Like, think back to the roast where he was kind of put through the ringer, and he came out later saying, "Oh, they kind of went too far. They all this stuff."
Yeah, when they made fun of Bob Kraft.
Yeah, he was overexposed in a way in which he's not normally with his personal life.
Yeah,
I think he in no way would expose himself like that. He would have to like make out with people on camera. He'd have to be flirting on camera. I think Tom is too protective of his image for that. I think it would work if he did it, if he said yes, if someone could convince him. But I also think reality TV is not saved by celebrities. Reality TV makes celebrities. Like if you think about Survivor,
right? It's saved by drama.
Exactly. So you think about Survivor. Survivor has never had a quote unquote celebrity season. They've had celebrities on it. They've had Jimmy Johnson's been on it. There's been people who have been in the Survivor system and come out of it. I think a Survivor season with celebrities would never work because we don't care about we like to have the show create the drama as opposed to celebrities creating it. So I don't know.
Here's the other thing. You just need one person to save it. Think about go back 30 years. Think if you would have been able to get JFK Jr. to do it. I mean, it would have been boffo ratings. It just would have been through the roof, and girls would have come out of the woodwork. So, by the way, I wanted to run this by, especially because we have 2 guys and 2 girls today. So, speaking of reality TV, Angela Simmons is a reality TV star who's the daughter of Run from Run DMC, and she's the niece of Russell Simmons. So she was on Cam Newton's podcast, and she says men should always bring a gift for a woman on the first date. All right, the very first date. Here's Cam and Angela Simmons talking about that.
Is it ever too soon to receive a gift?
Absolutely not. You should come with a gift. Why not?
Really?
That's how you court. Yes, show up with a gift.
Okay, what's a respectable first date gift?
I mean, there's tons of designers. There's thoughtful things. There's plane tickets.
Whoa.
There's just so many
Plane
ways.
tickets like you get flew out?
It'll be we, because I'll come with a team. But, there's just ways.
All right.
Okay.
Brian, have you ever even considered, before you were married to Allison, bringing a fairly extravagant gift on a first date?
Never crossed my mind. If anything, maybe flowers. But I mean, you're talking like $15. Nothing.
Right.
To this
Trader
extent.
Joe's.
Yeah,
And,
right.
and by the way, the red flag on Angela Simmons, who is very attractive, is when she said, "It wouldn't be me, it would be we, because I come with a team."
Woo!
Yeah, let me flag you, your hairstylist, your BFF, and your PR person out to see me for a weekend.
Oh, man.
Right. She's running in different circles. It's definitely not like what
Emily
we would
is the lone single person on the show today. If you and I were set up on a date, and on the very first date, before we'd really even had a relationship, I bought you some expensive jewelry and said, "Hey, I wanted to bring you a gift. This is how I court women. Here you go. Here's a pair of $5,000 earrings." Wouldn't that work the opposite? Wouldn't that freak you out a little bit?
Yeah, no thanks. Like I'm on Momo's side. The people who have like come to a date and brought flowers, I've always stuck in my mind. Like they always will get a second date because it's very rare that someone will do this. They'll go the extra mile, or if they like look nice for the date or dress up. But it's funny because I went on a first date yesterday. We actually like watched the Laker game together as like a first date. But
boy, that game didn't do anybody any favors.
Well,
did
it allowed us to talk more and get to know each other better.
Yeah,
because
there
we
you
didn't
go.
have
It
to
was
pay
over
attention
pretty
to the
fast.
game as much. But I think, if someone gave me something very expensive on the first date, it would be a red flag. One, I would think it was fake because I don't know you. I would think it was fake. And a plane ticket, I don't want to spend a lot of time with you when I just met you. But again, this person is coming from a very different stratosphere.
Well, I think also one of the things that when we talked about the article about the death of reality TV, the other part of it, John, was that YouTube is killing off reality TV because everybody's out making their own YouTube shows.
They don't have to pay writers. They don't have to pay union fees.
And everything is for the content now. So these expensive gifts, my guess is probably the guy's not buying it. He's like an influencer and somebody gave him something. And then he's going to film it. And this whole thing is going to be on his YouTube channel or his IG feed. And then I don't even know how you know what's real if everything is just for the gram or the YouTube or the channel or the stream.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust anybody who laid an extravagant gift on me on the first date. That would be a weird red flag for me, I think. And by the way, I don't care how good looking you are. If you're talking about me flying your team out for a weekend, like not just you, but everybody who runs with you, thanks, I'm moving on. Yeah, that is a red flag with a capital R.
Yeah. But for some people, that might be a very green flag. Like, oh, I like being in this known area. I like the status of it.
Yeah, maybe. All right, coming up next, would you be willing to pay top dollar for something at the NFL that was not a game? So you're not going to a game, but you're paying like you are going to a game. We'll explain why coming up next. Mason and Ireland, Momo in for Mace, ESPN LA.
It's time to BB Go For It.
Every game day, you can play and win fabulous prizes from BB Go.
And qualify for the grand prize, a trip to basketball's biggest stage.
Thank you. Here we go. Time to BB Go For It. It's your cue to call. Caller number 7 right now, 877-710-ESPN, 877-710-ESPN. Caller number 7 gets to tell us which team for the next Lakers game will hit that first three-point basket.
BB Go For It.
Tell us again which team will hit the first three-pointer, and you can win.
From BB Go and ESPN LA.
BB Go For It.
We'll find out who's playing BB Go For It coming up next on ESPN LA.
We got your chance to win.
Don't miss the countdown to kickoff. Presented by BMO, official bank of LAFC.
On the next countdown to kickoff presented by BMO, I go one-on-one with LAFC midfielder Mark Delgado to break down the hot start for the black and gold. We'll look ahead to LAFC versus Orlando City, plus reaction to the biggest matches from the recent international window, including the U.S. men's national team, Mexico, and more. Join me tomorrow at 3 p.m. on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
BMO presents Countdown to Kickoff, hosted by Mario Ruiz on ESPN LA.
Hey guys, it's tournament time, and Pizza Hut is bringing the heat with their new hand-tossed crust. Crispy and golden on the outside, soft and fluffy on the inside, and finished with buttery garlic parm seasoning for bold flavor in every bite. All tournament long, grab a large pizza with any 3 toppings for just $10.99, available for delivery or carryout. When the games heat up, keep the Pizza Hut coming. Cut down the nets with the $10.99 large 3-topping pizza deal. Order now at pizzahut.com or download the Pizza Hut app and bring home the win.
Limited time offer. Additional charges for extra cheese and toppings, stuffed crust, and original pan.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
With Progressive Customer Service, there are lots of ways to connect with us, so you never have to miss a second of your favorite sport. Because you'd much rather watch a ball go through a net 124 times in 48 minutes when you don't really have to pay attention until the last 2, and then somehow those 2 minutes will take an hour. You don't want to miss all that. Luckily, you can chat with Progressive on our app, online, or over the phone without missing a single one of those times the ball goes through the metal circle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Evan Cohen here. In life, as in sports, the pros make it look easy. That's why pro golfers like Jason Day, Ben Griffin, and Patton Kazire trust the pros in lawn care. True Green. They have the experience and expertise to give you a lawn worthy of the PGA Tour. And since True Green does the work for you, you get more free time, or more tee times. So stop stressing over your lawn and start loving it. Sign up now at TrueGreen.com, because nobody makes it easier to get a golf course quality lawn than True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour.
It's time to BB Go For It.
Every game day, you can play and win fabulous prizes from BBGO.
And qualify for the grand prize, a trip to basketball's biggest stage.
It's time on Mason and Ireland right now on ESPN LA to BB Go For It. We've got caller number 7. Let's find out who it is.
All right. Caller number 7 is Andrew Evans from LA. Congratulations, Andrew, just for playing BB Go For It today on Mason and Ireland. You qualify for $50 in BB Go, and now you got a chance to make it $100 and qualify for the grand prize, a trip to basketball's biggest stage. Give us your prediction for Sunday's game. Which team will score the first three-point basket, Lakers or Mavericks?
Lakers.
Lakers it is.
BB Go For It for your chance to win even more BB Go product and qualify for the grand prize to see basketball's biggest game in person. BB Go For It from Mason and Ireland, ESPN LA, and our friends at BB Go.
BB Go For It.
BB Go For It brought to you by BB Go Bold Korean flavor that's comforting, easy to share, bowls, dumplings, fried rice. BB Go For It. And bring something different to the table. Okay, Momo, the NFL draft is next month in Pittsburgh. And if you were – now, the draft has become a very, very big event. A lot of people want to attend it, be a part of it. This year, they keep moving it around. This year, it's in Pittsburgh. So if you – let's say you and I wanted to go to the draft. An Econo Lodge that normally goes for $75 a night.
Yeah.
Will cost $405 on night one of the NFL draft and $539 for Friday and Saturday.
Wow.
If that's not bad enough, there are reports of prepaid parking lots offering spots for $200 and $250 if you want to use an app. But you get a free ride to and from your car, which will be parked at a flea market parking lot while you watch the Raiders take Fernando Mendoza. So here's my question for the three of you. These prices basically are like you're going to a game. If you go to Rivers Casino, which is next to Heinz Field, a 4-day parking package will run you $125 per day. If you want to park day of, it'll run you $250. As part of your $500 weekend parking spot, Rivers Casino guarantees in and out privileges, so that helps a little bit. But if you're looking to stay downtown, $810 at the Residence Inn. On the other side of the stadium, you get rooms at the Landing, but it's $1,250 per night. So here's my question. Brian, I'll start with you. If it's going to cost you the same amount that it would cost you to go to the NFC or AFC championship game, would you pay that kind of money to go to the draft?
No chance. I honestly don't get this. I mean, I get
Me
it's a whole
too.
party and everything and all that, but as a fan, I don't understand.
Emily, how about you? Would you be willing, like if your team, Momo and I are Raider fans, Em, if the Steelers had the first, you're a Steeler fan.
Mm-hmm.
If the Steelers had the first pick and the draft is in Pittsburgh and all your friends are going, you paying those prices?
Ain't no way. I have family in Pittsburgh, and I wouldn't even go. I would have a place to stay for free, but I wouldn't want to spend the money to go to see the event and then go to all this stuff. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. I don't get it.
Momo, our team's got the number one pick.
No.
We're gonna usher in the Fernando Mendoza era. You want to go drop $5,000 each and go to the draft?
I mean, look, I got picked in the Olympic ticket draw, so I have my time slot is right now. I'm gonna go get some tickets or something, and I'm like really excited about it. I'm like, wow, I'm gonna get some Olympics tickets. That's about what I'll spend money on, not to watch something that we already kind of know is already going to happen.
Yeah,
what are we doing?
And the experience
again,
would be better
if Mason,
on TV.
If Mason were here, he would be complaining that the NFL's charging too much.
Yeah.
I'm the opposite. NFL can charge whatever they want. But I have a choice as to whether or not I want to go. Like, people call and complain about Emily doesn't like the prices at the Dodger games. She says they're too high. My answer to those people is, well, then just don't go. Watch it on TV. I'm very happy to watch the draft on TV. There's no way I'm paying those
Dodger
prices.
games are too expensive. Emily's right, but I still go.
Yeah,
I just don't go as often.
Right.
Like, I would go more, but it used to be like you could get some good seats for, like, if you waited till the day of, if you don't care who you watch, you could get seats for $20 or whatever. Now it's like the cheapest you're going to get out of there is $50 or $60.
All right, I want to squeeze this in here before we get to fast track. Ramona, if I would have met 5th grade Ramona Shelburne.
Okay, I was an interesting kid. Okay.
Okay. And I said, 5th grade Ramona Shelburne, what is your dream job? If a genie popped out of a bottle and said, you can have any career, any job you want, what would you have said?
I think I wanted to be Indiana Jones.
Okay.
Like I wanted,
like an archaeologist.
Yes, I wanted to be an archaeologist or something. But I think I just watched those movies and thought it was really cool.
All right, Emily, how about 5th grade Emily Hebel?
This is in my yearbook, and it is dated, and I can have my mom show it to you to prove it. I wanted to be an ESPN sports commentator, and you know what? I
kind of are.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
Brian Cohen, 5th grade Brian Cohen, what would he have said?
Be in the MLB for sure.
Oh, okay, baseball player.
Okay, so I've told you guys this before. I've told this story a bunch. When I was a kid, I didn't even sleep then, Ramona. My parents were all worried about me. They were like, this kid doesn't sleep.
Yeah.
So in order to help me kind of stay awake but not have my parents know that I was awake, I would take a transistor radio. For you younger listeners, that's about the size of a phone. You just turned it on, and you got AM radio. I'd put it under my pillow, and I'd fall asleep to Chick Hearn calling Lakers games. And so I had it loud enough that I could hear it, but soft enough so my parents couldn't hear it. And when I was in 5th grade John Ireland, I was asked what my dream job would be, and I said I would want to be Chick Hearn. And now I have his job. And so I try to never take that for granted, that most people never get to – you didn't get to be Indiana Jones. Brian didn't get to own the Dodgers or the Padres. But the reason I bring all this up is that Brad Underwood, the head coach at Illinois, grew up there, has been telling people since he was in grade school that to be the coach at Illinois was his dream job. And when the Illini made the Final Four this past weekend, they're going to play in the Final Four on Saturday in Indianapolis. Underwood was asked if he ever really believed his dream would come true or if it's just something he said when he was in 5th grade. And he gives a great answer. Here it is.
I'm going to get emotional, but it's I've been doing this 39 years, and you dream about this as a kid, and I dreamt about doing it at Illinois back in the day when my wife bought Tyler, who was maybe 2, a Brian Cook jersey, and you knew what a special place this was, and it always has been, and there's been no other thing for me. This is my dream job, and it's very fulfilling to get where we're going.
I love that. I love the fact that, and I would hope, Ramona, that you encourage your boys to dream big, because if you don't, to quote Flashdance, if you give up your dream, you die. If there's a possibility that you can live and get your dream job, you got to go for it. And I love the fact that Brad Underwood not only openly admits it, but owns it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's I never dreamed of being like on ESPN. I actually wait.
Emily did.
Yeah. Okay, wait. I have a funny story. I actually tried out for ESPN Dream Job.
Oh, that show where they had
Remember
the producers,
that?
and they were going to give somebody an
So
opportunity?
I graduated from college, and I was like maybe 1 year out, and I had this idea. I think I was at the Daily News yet, or I was maybe just starting the Daily News, and I had done all I had ever done broadcast wise was radio on Stanford's softball games the year after I graduated. So I had done a little bit of broadcasting, but really not much. And they had auditions down at Hollywood and Highland. I remember going into a room there, and you had to come prepared to.
And wasn't like Vince Doria involved?
Yeah,
and John
all those
Walsh
guys.
and all
and
those
I
guys?
actually made it to like the second round. Okay, they called me back for some kind of a, I don't know, a call, like it was like the finalists or something. But we had to fly ourselves to New York. It wasn't like I got to, they didn't give you anything really.
Right.
And then we just came to another round of it, and I didn't get the top 10. I didn't make the show, but I did try out for it. But I don't even know that I would say that was my dream job. It was just something I did right after college just to throw something at the wall and see if it would stick. And that was more of like a play-by-play kind of job, I think,
Right.
Or SportsCenter anchor or whatever it is. And I remember feeling like, whoa, I remember being so nervous for Vince Doria, and then who else was the other guy?
It wasn't John Walsh?
No, I'm trying to remember his name. He's very well known. He was on the first season of it. And it was like they gave you a quiz, like you had to know sports knowledge. I did well on that. But I had absolutely no background in
Matter
this.
of fact, if you intern at ESPN, you have to take a sports quiz.
Yeah, you take a quiz. You have to have a basic level of knowledge. But yeah, I don't think I ever even dreamed of this kind of a job. I was just trying to get a job working in newspapers.
All right. It's Friday, and I'm going to get on my soapbox. If you have kids, and Ramona has 2 boys, you got to encourage your kids to dream big. It may not come true, but it's really fun chasing the dream. And the fact that Brad Underwood has his dream job has me actually rooting for Illinois over the weekend.
I think I am too. I think them in Arizona. I like those two teams.
I picked Arizona to win it, but Illinois' got a tough battle against Danny Hurley. Is that who they're playing? Yeah, Arizona plays Michigan, and Illinois plays UConn. So it's going to be a big weekend, obviously, for college basketball. We get the 2 women's games tonight. Got the 2 men's semifinals tomorrow. Women's finals Sunday. Men's final Monday night. Should be a great weekend of college basketball. All right, coming up next, we will get Brian in here. We'll get Emily in here. We'll do a little fast track. Momo Informace. I'm John Ireland, ESPN LA.
Mornings in LA start with Sedano and Cap.
How about Bergman snapping his finger?
That was a good job by Bergman.
Making it happen.
Making it happen.
I mean,
Nice job.
Yeah. I mean, you're on top of this thing. That's the what is it? The school.
The Greg Bergman School of Content.
There you go.
Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN LA.
You don't know the name of the school?
I forgot.
What do you mean you forgot?
For
How
a
could
second.
you forget?
I mean,
He had an appointment yesterday, but he had to go to another thing.
Oh, really?
It's another best of segment.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I'm working on my PhD from the Bergman School of Content. I got my master's.
You did?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
You did?
I graduated with a magna cum laude, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay? Then I decided
He was
to go
more
for my
sigma
master's.
cum laude, but we can go on.
Sigma?
Magna's fine.
Sigma? Okay, magna? What's a magna? I don't know. Do I know?
No, that's a Matt.
Anyway,
whatever. I'm going for my PhD now, and soon, before you know it,
Yeah.
you're going to be calling me Dr. Kaplan. All right?
The Morning Show with Sedano and Cap. Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN Los Angeles.
Hey, it's Mace here for Cosm. And March Madness isn't meant to be watched. It's meant to be experienced. At Cosm, you're not just watching, you're in the game, wall to wall, LED, every dunk, every buzzer beater. You can lock into the tournament mode inside the dome. You will feel like you are courtside. Set it up with VIP all-inclusive food and drinks, and yeah, they'll deliver it straight to your seat. Or rally the crew in the hall with every game on all at once. March Madness lives at Cosm. Be there.
Hey, it's Cap. Inheriting a home can be overwhelming, but Seller's Advantage makes it easy. One customer shared, quote, inheriting a home felt like too much work. Seller's Advantage gave us a reasonable offer, handled everything, and closed in 3 weeks. I highly recommend them. Skip repairs and headaches. Call Seller's Advantage today at 888-390-AS-IS or visit sellersadvantage.com for your free cash offer.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Providence Realty, DRE number 019-15-21-2.
Hey, it's John Ireland. Watching a Laker game is so much more than just a game. It's the moments before tip-off, the people you're with, and the food you're sharing. That's why I love BBGO. BBGO is perfect for at-home watch parties or a night of hoops. Their food is bold and packed with flavor, bowls for a quick meal, dumplings and fried rice for everyone at the table. Vibe on a wave of Korean food and culture with BBGO. Look for BBGO at your local grocery store in the Asian and freezer aisles. BB, go for it and bring something different to the table.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Empower.
After wanting one for years, Kevin is finally enjoying his new hot tub.
This is the life.
He worked with Empower to help him get good at money, so now he could be a little bad.
No, not my phone.
Oh, Kevin. Kevin's phone may be in hot water, but his finances aren't. Invest well, live a little. Start today at Empower.com.
Los Angeles, if you missed out on any action this past season, don't make the same mistake. Secure your spot in the Rams house for 2026. Watch every home game next year with big-time matchups against the Bills, Chiefs, Cowboys, and Packers. In addition, enjoy home playoff ticket access, interest-free monthly payment plans, and stadium event pre-sale access. Visit therams.com/2026. Again, that is therams.com/2026. Don't miss out on any of next season's action. Get your Rams season tickets today.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
And it is 2 p.m. in the Southland on the biggest show on the radio, Mason in Ireland.
It is time for Fast Track.
Fast Track.
The return of Fast Track, driven by our friends at Cerritos Auto Square. Why do more people buy their car at Cerritos Auto Square than from any other location in Southern California? Easy. With 24 dealerships side by side, car shoppers can find the right car at the right price at the right location. Cerritos Auto Square. Learn more at CerritosAutoSquare.com.
Time for Fast Track.
Down low is 350Q, 3 1/4 horsepower, 4-speed, 410 gears, 10 coats of competition orange, hand rubbed lacquer with a blue plain manifold, full race cams.
Fast Track on Mason in Ireland.
Time for Fast Track. Take it away, Mace.
All right, no Mace today. Momo in for Mace. And Zoom. Emily, what do we got?
Today is National Film Score Day. I'm a huge fan of film scores. I listen to them when I work. I listen to them when I read. I find them really relaxing. Specifically, I really like this one called Past Lives. It's got a great soundtrack. And we're kind of in a new heyday. We have Ludwig Göransson has won 3 Oscars already for his scores, and he's fantastic. But we still have Hans Zimmer and John Williams working. So I got a little game for you guys.
Okay.
I'm going to play the beginning of a film score.
Okay.
The first person to get it wins nothing, but you win glory.
Okay.
Name is your buzzer. Here we go. We're starting out here.
All right.
Ireland.
Oh.
Yes?
That's Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yep. And Momo, you were just Indiana
I was about
Jones.
to say it. I was like, you just went so fast.
All right.
Okay.
Next one.
Oh, I know this.
Brian.
Go ahead.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
It is Pirates of the
Yeah,
Caribbean.
Very
that's
good,
it.
BC.
Good.
All right. Here is the next one.
Ireland.
Go ahead.
It's Jaws.
It is John.
Oh, wow, you got that fast.
Got 2 more for you guys. Ready?
Ireland.
Yep.
It's Mission Impossible.
Yep.
He's so fast.
I got 2 more,
First note.
actually. I had
I'm
3
like-
more. I lied. All right. Here's the next one.
Oh, I know this one.
All right. Go, Brian.
Harry Potter.
It is Harry Potter.
Oh, that's good.
All
I don't think
right.
they
One
would've
last
got
one,
that
Momo. See if you
Momo,
get
this
blinked.
is to
I'm
save
very
your
tired,
dignity.
okay? Like,
I
you
may
guys
lay
are
out
fast.
Ramona in your honor.
I know, thanks.
Okay. One last one.
Oh, come
Oh,
on.
Momo. This is The Godfather.
Yes. Good
Atta
job. There we
All right,
go.
thanks.
And there are some great film
Oh,
scores.
thank God I didn't get
Listen to
skunked.
when you read.
Thanks, John. I know you let me have that one.
All right,
Fast
Brian, what do you
track.
got?
First, a little update from yesterday's Fast Track. Connor Griffin, the #1 prospect in all of baseball, started today. First AB RBI doubles. So,
all right.
That a boy.
Looking up for the Pirates here. There's a lot of hype
19.
on him. Yeah, 19 years old. First time since Soto, so it's been a while. So I saw this earlier today. Edwin Diaz was on MLB Network before the game today, and they asked him, this is their first road trip with the Dodgers. The one thing that kind of surprised him so far, this first, week or so in the Dodgers, and he went on, I know we've talked about this before, but he said that the players have their own plane, and it's something that is really nice. He didn't really think about, but once you experience it, he was like, that is one of the coolest things here, being with the Dodgers.
You don't have to be with the riffraff like John Ireland or so. Is that what he's trying to
Michael
say?
Thompson in the back asking trivia questions.
Or your coach isn't there, and so you can be able to speak freely with your teammates, team bonding.
And so, like I said, their first road trip as a, he came in as a free agent. Is this a big push? Is this one of their big pitches that, like, hey, you guys we travel better than anybody else in the MLB? How important is that?
It's all part of it, right, Momo?
Yeah. Look, there was a story in The Athletic this week about how the Cavs have really good food. Did you read about that? Like how Donovan Mitchell's like, one of the reasons I love traveling with the Cavs is they have chefs that'll make you anything you want. Gluten-free, dairy-free, all this stuff. They'll get up you want to eat at 5 a.m, they'll get up at 5. Like, I think I've heard stories about teams that do team dinners on the road, and they're always going out to eat all the time. And I think all those little things, I think they actually do matter. I mean, I don't know.
I do too. And I'm lucky because the Lakers treat everybody great.
Yeah.
We have that same arrangement. We have a chef that goes with us. We have a nutritionist that goes with us. We don't have 2 planes though. And that's a little bit ingenious. So what happens is, like last night, the game ends. We got to wait for all the players to shower, get treatment. We take 3 buses to the airport. The first bus goes a half hour after the game, second bus an hour, third bus an hour and a half. With the Dodgers, they get their first bus out of there as quickly as possible. They get to the plane, and the plane takes off. By the time everybody else with all the equipment and staff and broadcasters, they might leave 2 hours later.
Interesting.
So the difference between getting in at 3 a.m., which is when I got in last night, if we would have done what the Dodgers did, the players would have been here at 1. Over a long season, that makes a big difference.
So you're saying the players would actually get on the plane faster than the rest of it? Because I would think, like, broadcaster, you guys get on the plane fast. You don't have much to do after
We
the
do,
game.
but we wouldn't be welcome on the first plane. With You know,
Okay.
what the Dodgers do is they say to everybody, hey, shower quickly. As soon as we can get all you guys out of here, we'll put the plane in the air.
And then I bet they get treatment on the plane.
Sometimes, but they're just really smart. You know, we've spent a lot of time this week. I'm the one person that stands up for the Dodgers and all their prices because they put the money back into the team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if they weren't putting money back into the team and they weren't competing for World Series every year, then you can accuse them of the stuff that Mason accuses them of, which is, you know, charging $42 to get in early. But when you do that, they take that money, they turn around, and they give it to Edwin Diaz. So I'm okay with it, all of it. Okay, so I wanted to sneak this in. Emily, this is particularly for you. You guys know what Kalshi is, right?
Yeah, prediction market.
Yeah, it's a prediction market. You can pretty much bet on anything. So right now on Kalshi, you can bet on who will perform at the next Super Bowl. So right now, Jay-Z is the leader, 16%. Sabrina Carpenter second, 13%. Kanye third, 8%. Now, personally, I think Jay-Z is the home run. I think it'd be unbelievable.
He also, Rock Nation picks it. So if he picks himself, it'd be interesting.
I like Sabrina Carpenter, always have, but that falls flat to me.
She's a little new. New.
I don't think she has
got to
enough
have
hits.
a really deep catalog.
Yeah,
I think.
either that or she could do it with somebody. So if it was Sabrina and Miley Cyrus, I think she'd have to do it with somebody. Yeah.
Well, and Kanye is a complete whack job who you can't turn the microphone over.
Yeah, that's never
going
to happen.
Yeah,
Kanye will never.
Where's Taylor Swift? Where's Zach Brown? Where's more like the mainstream people like that the Sphere would go after? Well, I just think those are 3 weird names. Jay-Z, Sabrina Carpenter, and Kanye. They can do better than that, can't they?
Well, they have to have some association with Jay-Z, right? With Rock Nation.
I also think you need somebody that either has a reason to want to put themselves out there.
That's right.
Like Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny was riding high. He had a reason to put himself out there to widen his reach. Also, the NFL wanted more Latino people to watch the Super Bowl, things like that. Widen the reach. I think there is you need somebody who needs pub. I don't think Taylor Swift at this point needs pub. I think she's going to retreat for a little bit. She's going to get married. She's going to, go on her way. And when she needs a bump, that's when she'll do the Super Bowl. I don't think she needs a bump right now. Honestly, I think she needs to lay low for a sec. She's a little overexposed for a while. She was overexposed for a while. So I think that's why she's not
came
doing
out with 2 albums back to
Yeah,
back. All
exactly.
the tours and all the...
people are it's more of you don't want people to be tired of you when you do the Super Bowl halftime show. I think I could see a country artist. I could see a collection of country artists doing it eventually, but I don't know when Jay-Z and Rock Nation are picking it that they'll ever do that. If they did, though, I would like to see Zach Bryan more than I think I'd like to see Zach Brown band.
Yeah, either one would be good.
Yeah, and then I think I think it's going to be Miley Cyrus before any of these people, though. I think Miley has been circling it for a while. She's done some other NFL-related events.
And she's kind of got a deeper catalog.
And if it's going to be in L.A., you can do hop off the plane at LAX. My Dream and Cardigan or whatever at SoFi Stadium.
She can also bring in Dolly Parton, who is her godmother or something.
She does great covers, so maybe she does a Blondie
cover.
I've
told you guys this before, that our friends, Mason and I have a friend at Saturday Night Live, and they They say that Miley said there's 3 people that as soon as they see them as a musical guest, they go to work because they love them.
Yeah.
And the 3 people are Justin Timberlake, Ariana Grande, and Miley Cyrus.
Okay.
Those are the 3. Because you can put them in skits. They'll sing anything. They'll do covers. I think she'd be a home run.
Yeah,
so really,
my
really
vote
good.
is Miley. I think Kanye will never happen, and I think maybe Jay-Z combo Beyonce would be a good one as well. I know Beyonce's done it before.
Have they ever done something big like that together?
They released an album together, but I don't think they've gone on tour together. I could be wrong. Beehive could come after me, but I don't think they've gone on tour together.
Think they have.
All right, coming up next, more Fast Track. Emily's got stuff. Brian's got stuff. Momo in for Mace. Game of games today. It's Emily's game. So that's coming up a little bit later in the show. Mason and Ireland, ESPN LA.
It is Fast Track on Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and always on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles, driven by Cerritos Auto Square.
And it is time for Fast Track.
Fast Track.
Why do more people buy their car at Cerritos Auto Square than from any other location in Southern California? Easy. With 24 dealerships side by side, car shoppers can find the right car at the right price at the right location. Cerritos Auto Square. Learn more at CerritosAutoSquare.com.
Time for Fast Track.
More Fast Track next.
DeMarco and Travis have taken over Afternoon Drive.
You're just starting to see more consistent performances. I think that the understanding of what's being asked is more obvious, and it's not a direct criticism of LeBron. It's just, it's easier when there's one less option there.
Weekdays starting at 3 p.m.
The guy that keeps coming up in all this, and we don't talk about him unless he screws something up, is JJ. JJ is the guy with his hands on the controls. He must see this. He must know this.
Sure.
Or maybe he disagrees with us.
With just Luka and with just Reed, it's less cluttered, and I think that's the perfect description. It's just easier, and not that they don't have flaws, they do. These are things that are starting to come together where it's not the sample is getting larger and larger, and the answer is remaining the same.
Afternoons with DeMarco and Travis starting at 3 p.m. on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and live on YouTube.
Hey, it's John Ireland. Watching a Laker game is so much more than just a game. It's the moments before tip-off, the people you're with, and the food you're sharing. That's why I love BBGO. BBGO is perfect for at-home watch parties or a night of hoops. Their food is bold and packed with flavor, bowls for a quick meal, dumplings and fried rice for everyone at the table. Vibe on a wave of Korean food and culture with BBGO. Look for BBGO at your local grocery store in the Asian and freezer aisles. BBGO for it and bring something different to the table.
Harry Douglas here. I don't wait for birthdays to celebrate. I grab Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy. It tastes like rich vanilla birthday cake with buttery funfetti goodness. Seriously, it's unapologetically extra in the best way. And it's sugar-free, so I get all that cake flavor without the guilt. It's tiny, portable, and ready for whenever I need a quick boost. I keep one with me because you never know when you'll need a little party energy. The Funfetti flavor is back on 5hourenergy.com or on Amazon. Crack open a Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy shot today.
Progressive presents the Passionate Sports Fan Checklist. Signed jersey of your favorite bench warmer? Check. 14 bobbleheads that look nothing like the players they're emulating? Check. Twin TVs so you can watch the game on 2 different networks simultaneously? Check. Life-size wall sticker of your favorite player that routinely freaks you out at night? Check. A second life-size wall sticker so after the first one freaks you out, you see the second and you're like, oh right, the wall stickers. Check and mate. Bundle your renters and auto insurance with Progressive and save on protection for the things on your checklist. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers not available in all states or situations covered subject to policy terms.
Fast Track.
And it is Fast Track on 710 ESPN. Mason and Ireland on the all-new ESPN LA app, 7:10 a.m. and always on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles. Fast Track now back in the 2 p.m. hour on Mason and Ireland, driven by Cerritos Auto Square. Why do more people buy their car at Cerritos Auto Square than from any other location in Southern California? Easy. With 24 dealerships side by side, car shoppers can find the right car at the right price at the right location. Cerritos Auto Square. Learn more at CerritosAutoSquare.com. Once again, back to Fast Track and back to Mason and Ireland on 710.
All right, zoom, Emily, what do you got?
There is a movie that I know at least Momo, John, and I love a lot. It's called Devil Wears Prada. Brian, if you haven't seen it, you need to see
Still
it.
haven't seen it.
You need to watch it before May. So Devil Wears Prada, Meryl Streep plays a fictional character called Miranda Priestley, but it's loosely, if not very much, based off of Anna Wintour, who was the editor-in-chief for a very long time of Vogue. So Meryl Streep and Anna Wintour took a genealogy test, and they found out they are actually distantly related.
Wow.
Which I think is very interesting. It was revealed on the Today Show exclusively yesterday. And it got me thinking about genealogy tests in general. I feel like we all go into it with this like positive thing of like, oh, I'd like to know more about my family, but there's something maybe you'll find out more than you want to know. I'll give an example. So a friend of mine, she took a genealogy test because it was like on sale or something or given as a Christmas gift. And she took this genealogy test and she found out her dad, she thought was her dad. It was not her dad. Her dad was another person. And that other person had passed away. But she took it as still embracing the dad that she had for her whole life. And then she found a new family. And she's actually, I think, trying to sell this as a show. So I won't say a lot more. But if it was a show, it'd be cool. So have you guys taken a genealogy test? / what would you do if you found out information you didn't want to know?
I have never taken a test, nor will I. I don't want any more people in my life than I already have. I often joke.
Yeah.
I stole this from a friend of Lisa's, but if you're not already in my phone, I'm not taking applications. And I don't need to complicate my life, and I think a genealogy test would do that. Ramona, how about you?
I haven't taken a test, but my mom got really into genealogy, and she didn't do it like with tests or anything. She went on like the Ancestry.com, and she found all these people and stuff. And then I think there are secrets in my family's past that I think would yield some interesting results. Like, I've heard things.
Like, would it change how you viewed yourself if you found out something for sure happened?
It would have to be like really close. Like if my dad was not my dad or my mom was not. Well, obviously my mom would be my mom. That's pretty rare, right? But yeah, I think it would throw me off. That would be really surprising. If I found out something, it'd have to be the first connection. Okay, I'll give you an example. I think my biological great grandfather may not be the person who we thought it was. I think
You would want to know if that's the case?
Yeah, so no, I think my mom found that out, and then we kind of, it's not on her side, it's on my dad's side. And then we found some people that were like the actual blood relatives as opposed to who everybody always thought it was. And then those actual blood relatives didn't really want much to do with us. Like they were like, yeah, that's fine. Not really. And you don't really know if any of that matters. Who are these people? I mean, I've been curious about the other branches of my family but it's pretty far removed. There's a lot of generations. We're talking about great grandfather. It's not just your grandfather, right? Like I know who I don't know. I'm like you, John. I'm kind of at capacity in terms.
Brian, have you ever done a genealogy
bandwidth.
test?
I have not.
Would you? If I offered to pay for it, would you do it?
I don't think so. I have the chance to do it a few times. Like I had the actual test. I never did it. There was part of it that just kind of freaks me out, and then there's also the part of you don't know it doesn't hurt you. So if you don't know it, all this.
Yeah, and I've heard. Isn't there something about like don't do the 23andMe because they got sold and they're selling all their data and stuff?
All of them are going to get sold eventually. That's my main gripe is I don't want my genes in some sort of Silicon Valley building. And then
it's AI and people are, I mean, there is something to be said about doing your genetic testing to find if you have predispositions to certain diseases or whatever. But I still think that can be used against us in ways that we don't understand yet. So I'm a no on that.
All right, BC, what do you got?
Fast track.
What many people thought was an April Fool's joke, it is actually true. The Texas Rangers revealed a new food item, the Rally Sombrero, the 9th inning Rally Sombrero, which is similar to like a helmet nachos, but it's inside a sombrero that you can actually wear while the nachos are inside. So you could put it on your head and eat the nachos, kind of out of it.
From the outside of the sombrero?
Yes.
Okay.
It's an interesting thing.
Picture this. Okay.
They put pictures out. It's pretty hilarious to see that.
How does
if
it
I
stay
saw
together?
somebody,
Yeah.
it looks like in a little boat kind of thing into the sombrero. But it got me thinking here. Why is it that last week, the Mariners had the big dumper ice cream thing?
Right.
Why do the baseball stadiums have the weird food? Is it only work in baseball, or is this? It seems like all the weird. Out quacky
it's
kind
a
of
good
stuff.
question.
It's all
yeah,
the baseball
I think
field.
basketball and football are faster paced.
Yeah.
Baseball's more leisurely. So you can sit there and enjoy for lack of a better term, hard-to-eat food item better at a baseball game than you would at a football or basketball game. Ramona, what do you think?
Yeah, I think there's a novelty to baseball. Like minor league baseball, they always have the weird promotions.
It could get you in the door.
Yeah, it gets you in the door. I mean, I actually like a lot of the strange food at baseball games. Like whenever I used to cover games, I would go walk the stadium and go find all the different things. Dodger Stadium has like interesting menu items. So I'm kind of into that just because mostly what you eat at a baseball game is a hot dog and a drink or a Coke or whatever. So something a little different is fun sometimes.
You know what? I
tried the Japanese food at Dodger Stadium.
Oh, nice.
Shohei stuff. It was good.
I've considered going to Seattle specifically because of a Seattle food promo. It is this. So Seattle has a ferry that goes across the sound, and they made the ferry into a boat for chicken tenders. So the chicken tenders and french fries go inside of the ferry, and you get to keep the ferry, and there's chicken nugget sauce and like ketchup and stuff that you can put in it. I have considered going to Seattle to go to a Mariners game specifically to get this ferry.
I'm not sure it's just chicken tenders.
No, but it's the ferry. It's the cool ferry you're going to take home with you. It's like the boat that comes with it.
Oh, okay. Just chicken tenders.
I'm not asking you to come with me, Ramona.
The best food experience the weird food experience I had was at the Doritos place at Crypto. And they had all this weird, and they've kind of limited the menu now. Like, I think they've cut back until 3 or 4 items. But, I mean, we did a whole taste test over there, and there was some good stuff.
Ramona, you don't see my vision. My vision is that I take this ferry home with me, and I use it in my everyday life. I put soup in it. I put my own sandwiches in it when I get home. It's a collector's item that I love. Ramona, how dare you?
I mean, it's just like for the price of the plane ticket to Seattle.
Hey, but then I get to see a lovely
just
city.
go to Raising Cane's, you know? Just like get some chicken tenders.
Raising Cane's doesn't have the ferry, Ramona. That's the issue.
Yeah, the baseball, the gimmicky stuff is all at baseball parks.
Yeah.
All right, hey, I wanted to sneak something in here. 2 things. Number one, we're keeping an eye on the Lakers, and I just texted my contact there. I said, are we going to get an update on Luka's MRI at some point this afternoon? And here's the response I got. I was told maybe, not guaranteed. Think they're weighing a couple of different options. So I think that they're probably getting a couple of different opinions and trying to decide, how to present that to the public, but we're keeping an eye on it. That's number one. And the other thing I wanted to mention, and we'll get more into the Lakers next segment. The other thing I wanted to mention was, did any of you guys see Dan Orlovsky's autistic son yesterday on NFL Live?
So sweet. But talk about it, Don.
It is, as many of you know, I'm the father of an autistic son. My son's now 24. Dan's son, Madden, I think is 13 or 14. And it was World Autism Day yesterday. And I don't even think the Orlovskys know how much good Madden did for the world autism community yesterday. They basically, Laura Rutledge and Orlovsky are really good friends. Mm-hmm. And so Laura knows Madden, and they brought him out for a 5 or 6 minute segment and just let him be him. And if you don't know what it's like living with an autistic person, find that segment. It's on every social media account anywhere. It's on ESPN.com. It's 5 or 6 minutes. This kid just crushed it. And as a parent of an autistic kid, the number one thing you want is acceptance. You want awareness that these kids are out there. They're not going anywhere. They're different, and we need to be more accepting. And you can see what it's like, the way Madden presents himself. He's a huge Eagles fan. Yep. He sang the Eagles fight song. He talked about his family and how much he loves his brothers and sisters.
He had his drawing up there.
Yeah. He was drawn. It was clunky in a great way. Like it was not in any way smoothed or practiced or polished.
But it was real.
Yeah, and it may be, obviously I'm biased, but it might be my favorite thing ESPN has ever done. I couldn't believe how much this kid crushed it. And if you haven't seen it, go find it. It'll warm your heart to see how accepting, and Dan just loses it. Dan starts crying in the middle of it, and so does Laura, and Laura knows him, and so she kind of walks him through it. and leads him, and he follows, and it's great. So if you haven't seen it, go find it. Madden and Dan Orlovsky yesterday on NFL Live. It's really, really cool. All right, coming up next, we'll revisit the Lakers. Unfortunately, they got absolutely boat raced last night in Oklahoma City. We're now in Dallas. And here's a question. If a guy has a really, really attractive wife, does that make you think he's a great recruiter? We'll explain coming up next. Mason in Ireland, Momo and for Mace, ESPN LA.
Purple and gold-blooded. The Lake Show play here.
Sunday, deep in the heart of Texas, the purple and gold hit the road for a Western Conference battle in the Lone Star State.
Luka still dribbling down the middle all the way, got to the rim, reverse layup good. He's making it look easy.
Lakers, Mavericks from Dallas. Coverage begins Sunday at 3 p.m.
Every dribble, every dunk. This is the home of the Lakers. 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
Hey everybody, it's Cap. Inheriting a home can be overwhelming, but Seller's Advantage makes it easy. One customer shared, and I quote, "Inheriting a home felt like too much work. Seller's Advantage gave us a reasonable offer, handled everything, and closed in 3 weeks. I highly recommend them." End quote. Skip repairs and headaches. Call Seller's Advantage at 888-390-AS-IS or visit sellersadvantage.com for your free cash offer.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Providence Realty, DRE number 019-15-21-2.
Hey Rams fans, it's your quarterback Matthew Stafford here. The Rams and United Way of Greater Los Angeles are excited to bring Walk United LA to SoFi Stadium this year on Saturday, May 9th. Join me and my family for the 5K walk run and help support our Los Angeles community. Registration is now open at walkunitedla.org, where you can sign up for Team Rams and learn more. Our team is only as strong as our city, and this walk is about uplifting all Angelinos in need. I can't wait to see y'all at the Rams house on May 9th.
Looking for a vodka with standards? Blue Ice delivers. American made from Idaho potatoes, gluten-free, non-GMO, and only 64 calories an ounce. Enjoy the classic Huckleberry with lemonade or award-winning double espresso. Blue Ice vodka, premium taste, nothing extra.
Life is full of choices, some big, some small. And when you choose an H&R Block Tax Pro, you're choosing the largest network of tax expertise to be in your corner. For when your big ambitions need help with the small details. For when your 6 figures come from 6 different places. For when your gaming stream becomes your revenue stream. For when your business's year one needs 70 years of tax know-how. At H&R Block, we've seen it all, and we're here to help you make the most out of your money for life outside the box. Get started at hrblock.com.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
The biggest show on the radio, Mason and Ireland.
Payoff pitch to Rojas.
Hey, this is Miguel Rojas from the Los Angeles Dodgers.
It's back. It's on its way. Out of here. Miguel Rojas.
You're listening to Mason and Ireland Show.
Mason and Ireland rolls on.
Today it's Momo in Ireland. Ramona Shelburne, who was like me on a flight all night, nice enough to come in and fill in for Mace. Mason's on vacation next. Mason normally finds a way to extend his vacation.
Yeah,
that's what's
Friday
going
right
on
before,
today. Yeah, he's got the Chuck Booms disease.
Let's wait for the Monday after, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you should probably have somebody on standby. Okay, so before we get back to the Lakers, and we will, I'm not trying to duck the fact that the Lakers laid a massive egg last night. It was an unmitigated disaster. This is the time of year when coaches get hired and fired. So last week, Providence hired Brian Hodgson to be their next head coach. And at his introductory press conference, he introduced his family and told everybody, if you want to see how I can recruit, just take a look at my wife. His wife is super attractive. But I never heard a coach say that before. Here's what it sounded like.
I want to thank my family. Steve talked about it. My better half, my beautiful spouse here, Jordan, my son, Jet, who you'll hear plenty throughout this speech. If you ever want to question my recruiting abilities, just take a look at my wife, Jordan.
And he's right. She's super attractive. But, Ramona, if a guy has a super attractive wife, does A equal B here? Does that automatically mean he can recruit?
Probably. I don't know. It's a little cringy the way he said it.
Right.
That's a little like.
I've never heard a coach say it.
Yeah, I mean, look, you remember David Fizdale, right? He's got a super attractive wife. They have a couple kids now. But I remember, you don't need to say it. Everybody notices.
Right.
Like, you don't need to prove it. We all just go, whoa. Way to go, bud.
Emily, what do you think? Does A equal B here?
I would say there's probably other mitigating factors here. It's not just his ability to recruit or flirt or whatever it is. There's maybe other things on the table that you're
True
interested
love.
in. True love.
Exactly. Yeah.
Where's the Princess Bride sound drop?
Brian, remember in the movie Moneyball, where one of the scouts said, "Yeah, we don't want to draft that guy. He doesn't have any confidence.
Ugly girlfriend. Yeah,
he has an ugly girlfriend."
Yeah.
And everybody went, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Ugly girlfriend means no confidence. It means he can't close." So, Brian, did you think A equaled B there? That because he has an attractive wife, he must be a great recruiter?
Not necessarily, honestly. I don't think the two go hand in hand.
Probably got a really good personality.
Right.
I mean, look, there's a lot of rock stars like
how tall
guitar
is this guy?
players, drummers who are like not hot but have hot girlfriends. And
Rick
wives.
Ocasek,
John,
lead singer of the Cars.
Do you know how tall this guy is?
I don't.
Might help.
But I figure he's a basketball coach, so he's probably not short.
I was having this conversation with Mace in a pre-show meeting this week, and I was talking about how in life, rarely does a girlfriend of mine have a more attractive boyfriend, husband, fiance. It's almost always the other way around. You're like, oh, this guy? Yeah, okay. I feel like it's interesting whenever you see a guy that is more attractive than the girl he's with.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
Yeah, it's more interesting. You're right.
It's because it's a lot more rare, I think.
It is a lot more rare.
Yeah.
All right, let's pivot to the Lakers.
Sure.
Last night in OKC, the Lakers got completely boat raced. It was 9-2 after 2 minutes. It was 18-4 after 5 minutes. They were down by 31 at the half, and none of this is even the worst part. In the third quarter, Luka Doncic pulled his left hamstring, and we are awaiting word as to the severity of it. Normally with a hamstring, Ramona and I have covered a lot of these over the years, it's weeks, not days. So the best case scenario for the Lakers would be that it's a grade 1 hamstring strain, which would mean he would be out 1 to 3 weeks. I think if it comes back, Ramona, as a grade 1, you shut him down for the rest of the regular season, and you basically would have 3 weeks from now until the first round of the playoffs, because remember, the Lakers get a week off for finishing in the top 6. So that's our best case scenario, that game 1 of the playoffs, whoever that's against, Luka will be available. The issue with it is, by not having Luka with 5 games left, the Lakers could slide back. Right now, they're 1 game ahead of Denver in the 3rd spot. Denver has an easier schedule. The Lakers still have to play OKC. They still have to play 2 road games. They have a second night of a back-to-back Friday night against Phoenix, who's beaten them 3 times. So if I was projecting, if I was guessing, and I was being honest, I wasn't just doing what I always do and seeing the world through purple and gold-colored glasses, I would think the Lakers are going to lose a couple of games down the stretch. Denver will pass them. They will slide to the 4, but they still could play Houston. Right now, Houston is ahead of Minnesota. That's kind of the team they want. They won't say it, but that's the team they match up the best against. If they slide to the 4 and play Houston, they would be in the same side of the bracket as Oklahoma City. If they can somehow figure out a way to stay in the 3, or God forbid they slide to the 6, then they'd be on San Antonio's side of the bracket. Ramona, what do you think the priority should be over these last 2 weeks of the season? Just get everybody healthy, go all out and try and win these games to protect your seeding. How would you play it?
You got to be healthy. I don't think they have much of a chance to beat either the top two teams, which means the seeding, being on OKC's side or being on San Antonio's side. I don't know that is going to matter. Do you think there's a huge advantage in playing the Spurs?
The only reason I would, they gave me a choice, and they said you can either be on the Thunder side or the Spurs side, I would take the Spurs because that group has never been in the playoffs before. We know we know that the Thunder they're like a machine. They're playoff tested. They won the title last year. Shea never gets rattled, and they're 11-12 deep. Oklahoma City, I think, is the worst possible matchup, not only for the Lakers, but for almost anybody. So I would want to avoid them as long as possible. And then I think they're going to end up in the Western Conference Finals anyway, but at least two other teams would have a crack at them before we would have to play them.
So I think Oklahoma City is going to want to avoid Denver in the second round. So they would want Denver to end up as the 3. See what I mean?
Yeah, and so they could control that but even if they try and tank, they're so deep they might win anyway.
I know. I think Oklahoma City will have some level of I think they would love to play the Lakers in the second round. That would be a better matchup for them than Denver.
Right.
Denver took them to 7 games and always plays them really tight.
Yeah, it's going to be worth watching. And the big news that we're waiting on, and again, if you weren't with us a moment ago, I texted my best source at the Lakers. I said, do you guys expect to have an update on Luka's MRI today or probably not? And the response I got was, I was told maybe, but it's not guaranteed. I think they're weighing a couple of different opinions. So we may hear something today. Knowing the beat writers on the Lakers, the guys like Dave McMenamin and Kobe Price and Ben Royer, somebody will get that. We'll get some type of an update from Luka's people, I would think, by the end of the night. But I'm guessing. It sounds like the Lakers may not issue anything until tomorrow at the earliest. But it's all fluid.
Don, for people who missed it earlier in the show, can you explain how Luka could still get into the end of season awards conversation?
Yeah, Luka has played in 64 games. So you have to play in 65 games in order to be eligible for any postseason awards. If he's eligible, I think he would be first-team All-NBA for the 6th time. But Tim Bontemps reported on SportsCenter today that they could file an extraordinary circumstances grievance. And what that is that's you're arguing with an arbitrator, hey, I had to miss those games due to extraordinary circumstances. And what Bontemps is suggesting is Luka could use those 2 games he missed earlier in the season to be in Slovenia for the birth of his child as extraordinary circumstances, that he would have played in those games had it not been for the birth of his child. And Ramona, both you and I think if he files the appeal under those conditions that he would probably win it. It would be a bad look for the league to turn that down,
I think so too,
right?
yeah. I mean, because he's not a load management guy. And the suspension hurts him because that did cost him a game too, but everything else has been a legitimate injury. And I think, I don't know, especially, obviously there's some drama around Luka's personal life right now in terms of the child support situation, et cetera. I just can't see the NBA making creating more drama around that.
I agree with you. I think that if he filed that appeal, it would probably be successful, but we'll see.
But I do think it ended his MVP chances.
Yeah, he's not winning the MVP. I agree with you. Coming up next is Game of Games. It's Emily's game, and we'll tackle that next. First, let me tell you about BBGO. Emily told a story that she and they decided to play a game together. If that's you, if you're having a watch party, it's the moments before tip-off, the people you're with, the food you're sharing. BBGO's perfect for that. When it comes to Korean flavor, they go all in. Their food is bold, packed with flavor, but it's comforting. They've got bowls for a quick lunch or dinner, dumplings and fried rice for a quick meal. They get it. And you can just throw this stuff in your freezer and go to it whenever you need it. Look for BB Go at your local grocery store in the Asian and freezer aisles. BB Go for it. Bring something different to the table. Mason and Ireland. Game of Games next. ESPN LA.
5 clean sheets in 5 MLS matches. A defense that refuses to break.
Save Lloris on the dive. He tipped it over. Oh, what a save from Hugo Lloris.
The black and gold stand alone at the top of the West. And now, a new challenger steps into BMO Stadium. LAFC hosts Orlando City SC. And downtown LA is ready.
BMO Stadium is absolutely rocking.
Pre-game gets going tomorrow at 6 p.m. on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
So I'm in Mike Capozio's office here at Rotolo Chevrolet. And Mike, every time I hear an ad, everybody is number one. How is there more than one number one?
Number one here, number one there. And fortunately for me, Chevrolet tells us who's number one.
So we're talking huge inventory, Chevy cars and trucks, SUVs, everything you could want. That's how you stay number one. And
you got to have the inventory to give to the people, but you need the people in the building to take care of the people that are coming into our building. No one does better with a customer than we do.
That's how you stay on top for more than a decade. Go online at rotolochevy.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Empower.
After wanting one for years, Kevin is finally enjoying his new hot tub.
This is the life.
He worked with Empower to help him get good at money, so now he can be a little bad.
Oh, no, not my phone.
Oh, Kevin. Kevin's phone may be in hot water, but his finances aren't. Invest well, live a little. Start today at Empower.com.
It's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. Right now, Pella Windows and Doors of Los Angeles is offering up to 25% off windows and doors and 0% financing for 24 months. Some restrictions may apply. See store for details. Offer ends April 30th, 2026.
Empower.
Ellie here is getting the sleeve she's always dreamed of. She worked with Empower and planned for her next move, so she got good at money. Now she can be a little bad. Oh, by the way, you spelled journey wrong. No worries. She can afford the cover-up, too. Ooh, check out my tat. It says, invest well, live a little. Start today at Empower.com.
The biggest show on the radio.
Mason, Ireland, you guys are clowns.
Screw you, Josh.
Damn.
Mason and Ireland on 710.
Mason and Ireland are clowns. That's going to be a drop for a long time.
Why not?
Back to the guys.
All right, time for Game of Games. It is Emily Hebel's game, and joining us right now is the host of Lakers Talk on our YouTube channel.
Hey.
DeAndre Hawkins. D, I can't even, I mean, you know me, I'm the world's biggest Laker apologist. I can't even spin that. That was a complete beatdown. I think I said it was going to be the Lakers report card. They get an F. They failed the final, and I think that, I know it's only one game, but I think it shows a clear separation between Oklahoma City, San Antonio, and a huge gap until you get to the third team.
Yeah, Lakers got some work to do this offseason. Simple as that. They got some work to do this offseason.
Yep. All right. Emily, it's your game. What do we got today?
It is anything that happened on this day.
Okay.
April 3rd. All right, here we go.
Okay.
So on this day, 2008, Mariah Carey overtook which performer's record of 17 number one U.S. hits with her 18th Touch My Body? The only people that have more are the Beatles with 20. So who did she overtake who formerly had 16? Was it Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley, or the Supremes?
Brian.
Michael Jackson.
Momo.
Elvis.
I'll go Michael Jackson. DeAndre.
Michael Jackson.
It is Elvis.
Hey, Momo.
There we go.
On the board. All right.
Number 2. It's Jane Goodall's birthday. She was born on this day in 1934. The character, true or false? The character of Jane in Tarzan is based off of Jane Goodall. Is that true or false?
Momo.
False.
I'm going false. DeAndre.
False.
Brian.
True.
It is false. The book was actually written before she was born.
There you go.
She is actually kind of influenced by the book.
All right,
Still
Brian,
on
you
the
got a
nose, still on the
decision to
nose.
make. You're
Right.
the only one alive for Lucky Loser.
It's too early. Come on, John. It's too
Momo
early.
2, John 1,
Only
DeAndre
2 questions.
1.
Let's go, Brian. Don't give up that easy.
All right, here we go.
Lame.
All right. Jane Goodall was also featured on a Nickelodeon TV show. What show was that?
Okay.
Was it All That? Did she make an appearance in All That? What did she voice a character in The Wild Thornberrys? Or did she voice a character on Rugrats?
I'm going to say she voiced a character on The Wild Thornberrys. DeAndre.
I'm going to go All That.
Brian.
Wild Thornberry.
Momo.
I'll also say Wild Thornberrys. I don't know any of these shows.
It is Wild Thornberrys.
All right.
And by the way, Flea is a main character in Wild Thornberrys. He does the kids, he goes crazy. And
So, Brian, you got
Cool.
that, right?
Yes.
No Lucky Loser. It's Ramona 3, John 2, Brian and
Let's
DeAndre 1 each.
everyone's
All right.
involved.
Okay.
Number 4. Marlon Brando was born on this day in 1924. We know he won an Oscar for his role as Don Corleone in The Godfather. What movie did he earn his other Oscar for? Was it A Streetcar Named Desire, The Last Tango in Paris, or On the Waterfront?
DeAndre.
On the Waterfront.
Brian.
Last Tango.
Ramona.
I think it's On the Waterfront.
I think it's Last Tango.
It is On the Waterfront.
Yes.
Whoa!
I'm just rolling today.
By the way, he was,
Momo with 4,
Yep.
John
Woo!
and DeAndre with 2, and Brian with 1.
he was nominated for all of them. It's just On the Waterfront he won. And by the way, if you didn't know, Marlon Brando didn't actually accept his acceptance speech for The
You
Godfather.
sent an Indian up there,
Yes,
right?
yeah, and she
Yeah.
accepted it on behalf
Also,
of him.
super random. My mom got in a fender bender with Marlon Brando once.
That is a interesting
Super
story.
random. Yeah. He was really nice.
All right,
Yeah.
number 5. This is another Marlon Brando. This is a true or false too. Marlon Brando's son, Miko C. Brando, was
Miko
once
or Michael?
I don't know, Miko.
Really? Okay.
Miko.
Miko.
Okay, so
Got
this
it.
but this is a true or false statement, so you got to pay attention.
Super weird.
Marlon Brando's son, let's call him Miko C. Brando, was once a bodyguard for Michael Jackson. Is that true or false?
Brian.
True.
Ramona.
Feels true to me.
Too weird not to be true. I'm going true. DeAndre.
I'm with the crowd.
It is true.
Yay!
There we go.
Momo, you are cleaning up.
It's gonna get me all jet lagged and delirious. This is
If
great.
she gets them all correct, does she get an extra bonus,
Yeah,
like
definitely.
money or something?
She should.
Yeah. Does she get an extra hint on the bonus? Anyway, on this date in 2020,
Still wouldn't help with icebreakers. I suck.
okay. On this day in 2020, Pink Pony Club was released by the singer known as Chapel Roan, who hates kids.
Okay.
What is her real name?
Oh,
Her
okay.
real name is not Chapel Roan. It's named after her grandfather. Is her real name Emma Grace Belshie? Is her real name Kaylee Rose Emsitz? Or is her real name Tenley Madison Wyndham? So is it Emma Grace, Kaylee Rose, or Tenley Madison?
This one is Momo.
Kaylee Rose.
That sounds good to me. Kaylee Rose. DeAndre.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that one as well.
Really?
Brian.
The last one, C.
It is Kaylee Rose. Good
Momo.
job. Wow, Momo. Did you know that?
Wild guess. No.
Ramona
Okay.
6. John and DeAndre
Dude.
4 each. Brian 2. How many are left?
There are 4 left.
You know what I feel like?
All right,
I
BC,
feel
you
like
got to
the
go
Thunder last
opposite
night.
of
Hey, you started out
the
strong.
female genius, Ramona Shelburne.
All right, here we go. Planet of the Apes, the original, came out on this date in 1968.
Okay.
When adjusted for inflation, this
Oh.
movie holds the record for the highest makeup budget on a movie. What percentage of the budget was spent on makeup?
Wow.
So what percentage of the budget
Okay.
was spent on makeup? 17%, 29%, or 42% of the budget?
Okay, Momo, can you keep it rolling?
Go 29%.
Okay.
I think, what were the other two?
It was 17, 29, and 42.
I got to start going different. I'll go 17. DeAndre.
I'm going to go 17 as well.
Brian, you can't go. What'd you say, Momo? 29.
29. I just went in the middle.
You can't go 29, Brian. You can do either one of the other two.
42.
It is 17.
Hey, all right, DeAndre.
Come on now.
We're coming. All right, PC, that knocks you out.
Yeah. And that was approximately $2 million spent on this and 80 makeup artists. All right.
Wow.
I mean, they didn't
How many
cast
are
any
left?
real big stars in that, right?
Charleston Heston. That's a huge star.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Roddy McDowell.
Yeah,
Em, how many are left?
There are 3 left.
Okay, Momo, you got a 1-point lead.
Oh, still tight. Yeah.
The movie, 2001, A Space Odyssey, was released on this day in 1968. It features long stretches of the film with no dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
Does the movie, is this true or false, does the movie have more or less than 50% of the movie without dialogue? So more than 50 or less than 50% of the movie has no dialogue?
Okay, Momo, that's a great question.
Jeez.
Luckily, it's Momo. What do you think? More or less?
Let's go with more.
I need to catch her. I'll go less. DeAndre.
I don't really know though.
I'm gonna go less as well.
Tell me it's less, Em.
More.
Yes.
Oh,
59% of the movie is without dialogue. Also, a funny thing about 2001: A Space Odyssey, I wanted to put in this game, but it was a weird question.
Yeah.
It's one of the few MGM movies that does not start with Leo the lion, like the lion
Oh,
roaring.
yeah.
Oh, really?
It was a weird negotiation tactic for this movie that they did not have Leo the lion at the beginning. Anyway, fun fact.
Okay, so how many are left?
2 more.
My
All
brother
right,
used to be really
D,
scared
we
of
got to
that
go
lion.
opposite of Momo.
He had to leave
Okay.
the theater.
Here we go.
Until he was gone. Okay.
All right. Eddie Murphy was born on this day in 1961.
The great Eddie Murphy.
What movie do people say kept Eddie Murphy from winning the Oscar for his role in Dreamgirls? So this movie came out and people blame it for why he didn't win an Oscar.
All right.
Is it Meet Dave, Norbit, or The Nutty Professor 2 Meet the Clumps?
Okay, I'm trying to figure out the question. So he was in all those movies.
Yes.
Yeah, so like
But what movie
because
came out?
it's such a ridiculous role.
It prevented him from winning the Oscar.
Yeah.
People say.
And
It
what
came-
are the,
it came
what are
out-
the 3?
I'm sorry?
What are the 3 movies? What are our choices?
And by the way, the movie came out like 2 days before the Oscar. So
Okay.
Meet Dave, Norbit, or Nutty Professor 2 Meet the Clumps.
All right, Momo.
Trying to read me?
Answer should be Nutty Professor 2. However, I think that's too obvious, and I'm going to go with Norbit.
I think it is Norbit, but D, we have to go opposite of them. So I'll go Meet Dave. DeAndre, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna go Nutty Professor too.
It is me. Sorry, it's Norbit. Sorry.
Oh,
Norbit.
Momo, victory!
Victory! All right.
Let's do the last one just for fun.
All right.
Oh, there's your
There we
song,
go.
Momo.
All right, here's the last question, then I'll go to tiebreaker afterwards.
By the way, Momo, you were very impressive in this game.
You were.
You basically
You know what that
Oklahoma
was?
City'd us.
I really did. I feel like SGA right now.
Yeah.
You're closing in your MVP. Okay, here's the 10th question if you guys wanted it. On this day in 1953, the first edition of the TV Guide was published. Who was on the cover?
Oh,
I think I know this.
Okay. Was it Doris Day, Lucille Ball, or Queen Elizabeth? John, you go last.
I don't know it. I thought it was Lassie.
Oh, it's not.
All right.
Lucy.
Okay. DeAndre?
Yeah, Lucy. Yeah.
I think Queen Elizabeth is too weird to put on there.
Yeah,
I'll
I
go
know.
Queen
That was my other
Elizabeth.
choice.
Queen Elizabeth.
It's Lucille Ball, and also it was with her child who had just been born. So really, it's the child that's on it with Lucy in the corner.
Okay, let's try this. I got a little Rain Man thing going right now.
All right.
You're
9 out of 10,
Like
Momo.
literally, give me anything. Let's just see if I get it right.
Here we go. Tiebreaker. Tiebreakers. On this day, Ken Griffey Jr. Made his MLB debut.
Uh-huh.
He got a double in his first MLB at bat.
Sounds right.
How many hits did he end up with in his entire career?
Oh boy. Okay. I'll just say it out loud.
Okay.
3,722.
Well, you know what's so weird? I just wrote down 3,022.
Wow.
So just one digit left of you.
Okay, I don't know. Just gave up with
Brian,
the number.
what do you think?
It feels like too many.
2,800.
2,800. How about you,
I was going to
DeAndre?
3,000.
3,000 even. What's the answer?
2,781.
Wow, Brian.
Okay.
Bro, okay, bro.
He didn't get 3,000 hits?
19
Yeah, I knew he
away.
didn't get 3.
That was impressive.
No,
All right,
okay,
Momo,
so clearly I'm not
congratulations.
right, yeah.
The others are on the board.
No, the others. It's like in Pluribus.
Yeah, that's true. I miss blurbs.
Me
Hey,
too.
do any of you guys watch Friend? Did any of you guys like Friends and Neighbors?
Oh yeah,
with John
season 2's
Hamm?
coming
Love
out.
it.
Yeah,
Let's
I
Comes
love
out today.
Yes.
That's gonna be my new show.
James Marsden's in it this season.
Yeah, and apparently he's like a neighbor that figures Ham out pretty early in the game.
Somebody told me Scarpetta is supposed to be good. Is that good? The
haven't
Nicole
seen it.
Kidman show.
I have not checked it out.
Okay, and then also the Murdoch family documentary is supposed to be good. I don't know.
Mason says the Murdoch family is so close to Succession it'll creep you out.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, they basically based it off of them.
All right,
By the way,
coming up
somebody
next-
help me out. Somebody help me out with my Olympics tickets. I'm getting the error messages everybody's getting.
Like
I don't know.
you thought you had them and you don't.
Yeah, and then it just says your access has been restricted because I tried to go through it and then it
Apparently
said
they're-
sorry, there's an error, and now my access is restricted.
So
I don't know.
apparently they're reselling them again on Monday. This upcoming Monday, I was told that they're going to go out there again. But it's like an auction and stuff, and they have to like be in the selection of a draw and all that.
I know
so-
I got chosen. I did one. I didn't do the thing where you cheat and do like 4 different email addresses. I just did one. I got lucky. I'm about to try to buy them, and it's not letting me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Everybody apparently
it was
this is a
too
big
good
thing
to be
online.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, coming up next, Super Crosstalk, ESPN LA.
Don't miss the countdown to kickoff. Presented by BMO, official bank of LAFC.
On the next countdown to kickoff presented by BMO, I go one-on-one with LAFC midfielder Mark Delgado to break down the hot start for the black and gold. We'll look ahead to LAFC versus Orlando City, plus reaction to the biggest matches from the recent international window, including the U.S. men's national team, Mexico, and more. Join me tomorrow at 3 p.m. on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
BMO presents Countdown to Kickoff, hosted by Mario Ruiz on ESPN LA.
Hey guys, it's Lindsay, and as someone who doesn't have time to overthink shopping, I love how simple my VisionWorks store in Santa Ana made it for me. The frames are organized by shape and price, and there was a great variety of frames to choose from. No matter what style you're looking for, VisionWorks has it. Scheduling my eye exam, though, that was easy with evening and weekend appointments at all locations. And here's the best part. The friendly and knowledgeable VisionWorks teammates are insurance experts, and they'll help you maximize your options whether you have insurance or not. If you want or need glasses without the hassle, VisionWorks makes it simple.
Los Angeles, if you missed out on any action this past season, don't make the same mistake. Secure your spot in the Rams house for 2026. Watch every home game next year with big-time matchups against the Bills, Chiefs, Cowboys, and Packers. In addition, enjoy home playoff ticket access, interest-free monthly payment plans, and stadium event pre-sale access. Visit therams.com/2026. Again, that is therams.com/2026. Don't miss out on any of next season's action. Get your Rams season tickets today.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles. It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk. It's time for Super Crosstalk.
Super Crosstalk time.
Yeah, baby.
Travis and DeMarco. It's actually Travis and Beto today.
And we have some breaking news. We have some breaking news.
All right, what's the breaking news, Momo?
According to Sean Sharania and Dave McMenamin, Los Angeles Lakers star Luka Doncic is out indefinitely due to a left hamstring injury, sources tell me, and Mc10. He will miss the remainder of the regular season, and his status is uncertain beyond that.
Yeah, that's not
Wow.
good.
Wow.
I said when it happened, Travis, that when you're talking about a hamstring, it's normally weeks, not days.
Right.
And what we need to find out is, well, and here's
grade 2. Lakers comms.
Oh, we're in trouble.
That's not good.
Grade 2 is normally 4 to 6 weeks.
No bueno.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
my gosh.
that may be the death blow if they're gonna have if depends who the matchup is, but I don't. Trav, do you see a first round matchup they could win without Luka?
I mean, could they? Sure. Will they? I don't know. Probably not. I mean, it's just he's not just their best player. He might be the best player in the whole league. He's been hot even by his own ridiculous standards. He's been on a heater that is extraordinary. He's been doing
I shouldn't say all, but the huge lion's share of the scoring. So I don't know. I mean, I guess if you had to pick, maybe Houston, if they fall to the 4 and Houston stays at the 5, maybe that works out for them. But that changes everything. What an absolute drag. That's awful.
Grade 2 is not good, man.
Yeah.
Well, Ramona, didn't you talk about how you pulled your hammies a bunch of times?
Dude, I tore my hamstring. I had a grade
tore
1.
It, that's right.
Okay, I had a grade 1, and that hurt more than any injury I've ever had. I mean, look, maybe I passed out. It hurt so bad. So that's a grade 1.
Yeah, it takes a couple weeks just to get healed, and then let alone try to run.
I will say this though,
man.
The initial injury hurt really bad, but I healed very quickly from it. I still feel it. It still grabs. It's still, all those things. But I felt better the next day than I thought I would, given how painful it was. But a grade 2, that's I was like, I'll never make fun of anyone for a hamstring tear.
Nope.
After I experienced that myself. Like that's
no, it was watching it last night, and you could tell, I had your fingers crossed, and you're hoping you were going to get good news, but just watching his reaction and his level of frustration, and watching him go off the floor and
right away.
Yeah, you could just tell, because sometimes
John was saying to this on the broadcast leading up to it. Right, John, you were saying, like, I don't know, he doesn't look right at the end of the first quarter.
He doesn't.
Everybody, like John and Michael were talking about, hey, if it gets out of control, take these guys out right now, and like it happened right away.
Yeah, I don't know if it's fair to criticize JJ for not taking those guys out. As Jay Williams, we played a clip from Jay Williams earlier in the show, and on one hand, we've spent the majority of the season complaining that guys don't play. Right. And here's a guy who wanted to play through an injury, and the Laker doctors said, yeah, he's fine, and then he got hurt. So I don't subscribe to the fact that they should have pulled him out of there, but grade 2 is bad. Like I said before, grade 1 is 1 to 3 weeks. Grade 2 is normally.
Grade 3 is like you need to have surgery. Like that's like a full tear.
Grade 2 is normally 4 to 6 weeks minimum, and so if it's 4 weeks, even on the light side of that takes you into May.
I'll say
this.
That's
end of the first round. I'm not. Yeah, it's
second.
not good.
Yeah.
That's why it's good you got 2 other stars, though.
I mean, look, you got LeBron, you got Austin Reeves, you got a chance. Can we just go back real quickly about the idea whether they should have continued to have him play or not? And I understand what Jay Will is saying, and I understand the argument of, we get frustrated when guys don't play, so when guys want to play, we can't have it both ways. I get it. They were down 31 points at the half. It's the best team in the league that you're playing against. There's only 5 games left in the regular season. You're not going to come back from 30 down against OKC. If it were 20, sure, it's 31 points. And he'd already had a little something in the second quarter that made him pull up and get examined in the first place. Why not miss on the wrong side of that one?
Well, JJ even said, though, that he told the guys at halftime, I'm going to give you 6 minutes to cut into this lead, and after that,
it's 31 to the Thunder.
You can still make runs because the Lakers
Trav, I've done a game where the Lakers trailed by 28 at the end of the third quarter and came back and won in regulation.
Against the best team in the league?
Yeah, at the time.
Okay. That felt to me like, and again, I'm not saying this is a huge tactical error in putting him back out there, but if there was ever a time to miss on the cautious side, it felt like last night was the time to do it because of the injury at the end of the second quarter.
I'm sure they asked Luka. You know what I mean? I'm sure they asked Austin.
Well, he's going to play.
Yeah. I just think you know your body. If something
is
feels
Brian
weird.
still running the board, Momo?
I don't. Yeah, no, DeAndre's here.
DeAndre's, all right. DeAndre, if you can find the Jay Williams clip we played in the show earlier, let me know. Because I thought Jay made a fair point. He basically said we can't have it both ways. We can't bitch nonstop, and most of us have, about load management. And then when a guy says, Denver's breathing down our neck, I want to try and come back. Here's Jay Williams and what he thought of the Lakers' decision to leave Luka in the game.
Because this isn't some rogue decision made in a vacuum by JJ. This is an NBA, y'all. Doctors, performance staff, medical staff, constant communication in real time. Luka has his own staff, and then there's actually Luka. You think Luka, with Denver right there in their ass, is asking out of that game? Or is he saying, yo, coach, I'm good. Let's see if we can crack into this 30-point lead, maybe get to 15, and maybe play in the fourth quarter? Because that's what competitors do. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They play when it matters. So what's the expectation here? Pull him and not trust your staff, your medical team, and your best player? Or trust him and accept the risk?
Trav, does that change your mind at all?
I understand the point, but no, not really. I just that it's. I'm not asking for perfect circumstances. I'm asking for let's understand the context of what's happening in the moment. If this were against some other team, I think maybe you do it. If this were he didn't have an injury towards the end of the second quarter, I think that maybe you do it. I think that you consult with Luka, but all of those things added up against a team in Oklahoma City that is the best team in the league. You only get to come back against 31 points down against them seems exceptionally unlikely, and at the risk, however small it may have seemed at the time, with a guy who had already had a little bit of something towards the end of the second quarter, I would have missed being a little extra conservative. I think the worst case scenario we just got, and that is in a game that they had, a 1% chance of coming back to win, now you got the guy down with a grade 2, and you might not have him at all.
Beto, how was the post-game show last night? Was the sky falling? Did people just accept the fact that OKC is way better than everybody else? What was it like?
A little bit of both. It was OKC is elite. They're a different level. You lost to the best team in the NBA right now, and I don't even know how San Antonio beat them 4 times this season. But this last night was one of those, oh, man, like, wow. What are you going to do? And this is the way that Austin Reeves has been getting some criticism on the postgame show. Like, are you really going to give him all that money when he hasn't really been performing the way that you would expect somebody who might get that much money next year? So now it's Austin Reeves really needs to step it up and get up there and show him why he should earn whatever that big contract's going to be. And also, last night was also, John, are we really, really fool's gold? Because that 15-2, was it for real 15-2 or what was it? So I didn't want to get too much into it's only one game, but there were some things that were exposed yesterday, and there's a huge concern, especially if Luka's going to be gone the first round, and who knows if you even get to a second round.
So Luka's agent, Bill Duffy, just put a statement out through Shams saying that he will apply for the extraordinary circumstances challenge to the 65-game rule. Yeah. That because he missed 2 games this season for the birth of his second child in Slovenia. His daughter was born on December 4th on another continent, and yet he was back in the United States competing with his team on December 6th. Luka has gone to great lengths to show up for his team and this league this season. His record-breaking season deserves to be noted in the history books despite last night's unfortunate injury and other extraordinary circumstances.
All right, so
that's to qualify him for 65?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he'll win it, Beto. I think that
the birth of a child should be a good reason.
It's a bad look if they don't allow people to go be there for the birth of their kids.
Absolutely, especially on another continent.
All right, so
the context of that matters a great deal.
Yeah.
It's not like he took some nights off just because he wanted to catch his breath. I mean, these are like literally extraordinary circumstances by the letter of the law. So I hope it gets overturned. I hope he's eligible to do those things.
What do you say, Mike? We should be the commissioner of common sense right there?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about the rest of the season without Luka. Sunday, Dallas here. They win or lose, Beto?
They win. Dallas isn't playing for anything right now.
I think they better have Marcus Smart.
Yeah,
he's going to go, right?
I saw him
JJ
last
said
night.
yesterday.
He said he's hopeful.
Yeah.
Hopeful.
Yeah.
But
I
if
think
they
you
have
got to
Marcus
win
Smart,
the games
I think
that
they
you
can
need to
that
win.
game.
Like,
All
you got to win the Dallas game. You got to win the Utah
Tuesday,
game.
OKC at home.
No.
That's a
Said
lot.
everyone.
So, all right, so we think they're 1-1 at that point. Thursday at Golden State with Steph back.
Toss up.
Yeah.
I think they'll win that.
Flip.
I think they'll win it.
This is the LeBron step it up and to show you something, Steph.
Next night, second night of a back-to-back, Phoenix at Crypto. Phoenix is 3-1 against the Lakers so far this year.
That's a loss.
Yeah.
Sunday, Utah.
Win.
At Crypto.
Win.
All right, so you guys got them going 2-3.
I got 3-2.
Okay. That's a big difference because if that happens, if they go 3-2 or 2-3, and Denver wins out, Denver would get the 3, and the Lakers would slide to the 4. Maybe if they had a bad time, they could slide all the way to the 5. But I'm hoping they stay in the 3 or the 4 because then they at least get that first-round series at home.
Yeah, that's what you want.
The difference between 2-3 and 3-2 is that Golden State game, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Phoenix and the OKC one feels like we know what's going to happen. The other two feel like we know what's going to happen. The Golden State one, I don't know. I mean, especially depending.
I feel that way about Sunday. I feel that way about the game here in Dallas. When
Okay.
we played Dallas a couple months ago with Luka, we were down 15 in the fourth quarter,
I
and
remember
Luka
that
went
game.
on a bender, and we came back and won.
You think LeBron can put not do what Luka has done for the last 6 or 8 weeks, but can he turn the clock back 5, 6, 7 years and be that version of LeBron for a week and a half, 2 weeks? Can he do that?
The answer to your question is we're about to find out.
Yeah.
As Ireland says, why not?
Yeah. I mean,
hope
because
so.
you're not asking him to do it for a month and a half or 2 months or 3 months, but for like 2 weeks, yeah, why not, right?
Well, we're about to find
It's
out.
a good thing they have 3 stars. I mean, that's the thing about, that was the argument when they had Westbrook, right? It was like Westbrook and AD and LeBron, and the other 2 got hurt a lot. The idea Russ is going to always play. They have 2 left.
Yeah, we're about to find out.
Man, what a drag.
Yeah, it is a bummer. You guys are going to have a lot to talk about. You're live at Legends Attic. Beto
We are.
Duran, Travis Rogers. Momo, thank you for doing this on No Sleep.
You are welcome, sir.
I will see you next week. Mason and Ireland in the books. Travis and DeMarco with Beto filling in, coming at you next, ESPN LA.
And it is the 15-minute mark right here on 710 ESPN. On the all-new ESPN LA app and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
The 15-minute mark on 710. Fueled by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
You know, in that time it took to hear your favorite takes and all that fun and frivolity, you could be pulling out with a fresh oil change. No waiting, no appointment.